time. Like tears in rain.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're ready to waste some skin jobs here in the land of Los Angeles in 2019.
Why, you're gonna pull those pistols and whistle Dixie.
I forgot how loud that was. Sorry, forgot I had to adjust the audio there. That should be better. Now that you've been subjected to ear rape, courtesy of Clint Eastwood. Say hello to the kind people, Terangel.
Hello, kind people.
And say hello to the kind people, Miss Eve.
What's up, bitches?
Slayer of edgy atheists. We actually have a nice little surprise for you, because I know some of you guys were probably like, wait a minute, didn't you already play Blade Runner? First off, it's Blade Runner, fuck you. We'll play it whenever the fuck we want. Second off, Blade Runner is a really cool game in that the game never plays the same twice. The game actually randomizes like locations of people, who's a replicant, who's a human, every single time you boot up a new game. So it's all totally different every single time, which is badass. But more to the point,
Attention, Bajoran workers.
we also wanted to play a little. Well, I don't know. Play is a strong word. We also wanted to tour Deckard's apartment. We're really low? Well, that's a simple fix. Hello! How's that sound? That's a little better. Talk.
Hello, people.
Yeah, you're better. Okay. Talk a little more?
How are we doing tonight, guys?
Okay,
I hope
you gotta-
our mics aren't too low.
Okay, there we go. Blade Runner is for those who aren't aware, is one of the better games ever made by Westwood, which was, may they rest in peace, one of the many victims of Electronic Arts. And this was like probably one of their crowning achievements of the 1990s. They actually implemented a lot of new technologies. It had multiple endings and multiple story paths several years before that became a big craze in gaming. And they actually got the cast of the film, except for, of course, Harrison Ford, because he's a bitter old man. But they got Sean Young. They got Brian James right before he died, which was awesome. They got pretty much everybody, sans Rutger Hauer. But we actually have a surprise for you. We're not only going to play Blade Runner here today. We are going to step into the world of Blade Runner just for a moment.
Just for a bit.
Just for a bit. It's just going to be a quickie. Just a quickie. We'll stop in to bang a refrigerator for 5 minutes, and then we'll mosey on over to the game Blade Runner. I know you guys, your interest is probably piqued at this point, so let's step in. In fact, let's go to a specific location. Apartment number 9732. In a distant high-rise in Los Angeles in 2019.
Yes, the distant future year of 2019.
Exactly. Let's do that. This is a nice little game you may or may not be aware of. Whoopsie. I don't know why it's suddenly windowed, but we'll fix that in a moment.
Voice print identification. Your floor number, please.
Deckard, 97.
97. Thank you.
Here we go.
Here we are.
Just a moment. Full screen, sir. Thank you. It went out of full screen for... I'm not sure why. There we go. How's it sound? Is it too quiet?
No,
It's good?
it should be good.
Okay. We are in Deckard's apartment building. We can look around. To look around, look around.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, hold on. I think the resolution changed on me. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't fuck with the stream.
Where's my blaster?
There we are. I don't know why the resolution changed there. Make sure it looks okay.
Mhm.
This is Deckard's apartment. There's no real gameplay here. You're just
It's always
touring.
raining.
This is made in Unity. Not that we should hold that against it. And Home Sweet Home. Apartment number 9732.
Where's my blaster?
Gorgeous detail here.
Stunning detail. It really makes you wish there was a modern Blade Runner game. Of course, it would probably have quick time events, and it'd be really pretentious and poorly written.
But think of all the stories that you could tell in Deckard's life leading up.
Or anyone's
movie,
life.
yeah.
I mean, this game that we're about to play doesn't even involve Deckard, which is interesting. And of course, that's a music piece from the film, and they have the little fun fact about those glasses there. Those are actually candle holders. The prop master was looking for weird-looking glasses and couldn't find a decent shot glass, and so they were like, they were at some thrift store or some like yard sale, actually, I think, and they found these. They're like candle holders, and they wound up being glasses in the film. Also, some interesting, if you're a Film Noircade buff, you're going to recognize some of these faces. That would be Hedy Lamarr. That would be Humphrey Bogart. There's some shots of various film noir, and you're going to see Miss Jean Tierney of, I believe that's a promotional shot for the film Laura on there. You're going to see her pop up a few times here. I don't know if she's supposed to be Rachel here. I have no fucking idea. But just, Jesus Christ, look at this shit. Got the bottle of Tsingtao there.
Oh, and press F if the area is too dark. Get a little flashlight.
Oh, you have a flashlight. It was not a... What's that attached to exactly? I'd rather not dwell on that detail. And there's the magic video box. Oh, I didn't use this.
Where's my blaster?
Press C to crouch down, I believe. Or is it
Esper.
control? No, that's
the
prone.
lay down.
There we go.
There's the Esper machine. Great song by Loudness, by the way, Esper.
Dylan Killen is our first tonight. He says, payday today, so I wanted to share some love. What's your take on the question?
The question?
The Jewish question.
Oh my
No,
God.
stop it.
What's your take on the whole Omar situation in Congress?
Oh.
Oh. Well, I don't know. I mean, obviously, this is a bitch who was hired because of her ethnicity, not her qualifications. I mean, they made a big deal out of it. She could not have, probably because of her lack of qualifications, not because of her religion or gender or anything, probably couldn't have been a senator or a representative outside of the state that she's from, which is a massive dumping ground for refugees from particularly Somalia and the Sudan. Minnesota, for those who are not aware, is like, I mean, basically it's just a great big open-air refugee dumping site at this point. And that's really how she kind of came to power. This woman has... It's not just once. It's multiple times now. She's made a statement that has been like... And I don't mean jokingly. Like, it's not like she's just telling a Jewish joke or something.
You're gonna end up in Japanese hell. A disgrace to your ancestors.
She'll literally say something like, oh, and by the way, Israel has no right to exist. You know what I mean? Like, she'll just drop that in a conversation, and that's Representative Omar. And, yeah, so I think it's 2 strikes so far. I think 3 and she's out, folks. At that point, she's got to... It probably won't happen in Minnesota, but, yeah. Ooh! I didn't notice this.
Dugo Ramirez brings up a good point. Where's his blaster? You can actually find it.
Maybe later.
Can
If you're
you?
good enough, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He said it at the beginning. I have not found it. Oh, there's the Voight-Kampf machine. No, that's the briefcase, which actually should have a Voight-Kampf in it. I don't know why it doesn't.
If you're going to step outside, we need to be a little quiet.
No.
I should call her.
I love the ambiance. They reused some of these sound effects from Alien.
Yeah, because they were also in Blade Runner. But it's harder to get a clean sample from Blade Runner.
Where the hell could his blaster be? Wouldn't be in the bathtub, I hope.
did find it, but I forgot where it is.
You're letting me loose?
You're letting me goose.
Huh.
Yeah, Rebel, you can make this run on Windows 10. I ran it at home.
The Representative Omar version of that is, you're letting me goose step?
Kevin says he spotted it on the piano by the pictures.
On the piano? Aha! Well, duh. Yeah, I did see that, didn't I?
There it is.
That's it?
Yep.
Wow.
There it is. You
Some
found it.
stellar voice acting by this 12-year-old kid trying to sound like Deckard.
He's trying.
God bless him, he's trying.
Maybe later.
All right, you can close the blinds, which is really neat.
And for those of you wondering, it is called Blade Runner 2732.
Yeah.
And you can only get it off the official website.
It has been sued out of existence, I believe.
Let's be quiet here.
And we are going to hang out here on account of, if I had this balcony, I would never leave.
That looks amazing.
Look at this. Spinner comes by.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Here's the money shot. Oh, yeah.
Where's my
Nice.
blaster?
All over my face, neck, and chest. Oh, yeah.
Let's sit here for a while and just enjoy it, and we can read some of
Yeah,
these.
and we can get copyright claim for the music.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk over it.
We'll talk over it.
Do copyright music.
Right. Doot, doot,
Let's see.
doot, doot. Oh, wait. Wrong copyrighted music. Shit.
Slayer donates.
So that music doesn't exist anymore, right? Because of a documentary with no sources in it.
Slayer donates £1. Doesn't say anything.
Oh,
But
that's
thank you very much. It's
And
always
yes, this just-
appreciated.
Yes, this just loops over and over again, by the way.
Yeah, but it's
Not
beautiful
that I'm
though.
complaining.
Yeah, I don't know.
James Bursey says, "How do you think the culture war is going so far, or overall?"
It's not even a war. The mainstream media, which is actively dying, is attempting to maintain its stranglehold on public discourse and conduct, and due to its slow, eventual, and inevitable death, it is being overridden by the majority and by the populist sentiment that political correctness has gone too far. There's no war. There's no battle to be had here. They lost. They're stillborn. Their position is unsustainable. It's intractable. So yeah, this is all this is. It's not a game or anything, but you get to tour Deckard's apartment, look around. It's a bit of ambiance, and that's pretty much it.
Did you check out the kitchen?
Did I check out I popped in. By the
a
way,
little,
if you recognize these blocks and some of the structure here, this is Deckard's apartment is basically a combination of two things. It's a combination of Sid Mei, the visual futurist who designed the film. He did a concept sketch for Playboy magazine that was like supposed to be the bachelor pad of the future, and he sort of that was in the early 80s, late 70s, something like that. And it was kind of a combination of that. And if you've ever been there, which I have because I live in Phoenix, it's a combination of the Frank Lloyd Wright House, which is they took molds. They went down to the Frank Lloyd Wright House and took molds of the walls and shit.
Oh, you mean the one in the one that's here in Arizona?
Yes, sir.
The circular one, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, that was up on a real estate site. I think you can buy it still.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
You know, if you've got like $20 million.
You're just lying around.
Lord
that's
Squirrel,
a cool alarm clock.
Lord Squirrel shows.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
All right, so that'll do it for this. We'll jump into the game in a moment. Let me.
Can we all just appreciate the Bernie Lord for just how effectively he stumped on Twitter's throat? Stumped, really?
What?
Hey, I'm reading it as it's fucking
I haven't
typed.
heard anything about it.
On Twitter's throat on Joe Rogan's show. Beanie Lord, sorry.
Oh, Tim Pool. Tim Pool, yeah. Shame about him biting on the Michael Jackson horse shit. Shame about that. I'm gonna mention that in my. Actually, I already recorded it in my Michael Jackson rebuttal part 3, which is really, as I said on Twitter, it really has less to do with Leaving Neverland because honestly, it's really pathetic. I did my video about Leaving Neverland before Leaving Neverland came out, just so people could understand the credibility issues of the primary accusers. So I made that video sight unseen, right? It debunked everything in the movie without even trying, and I didn't before the movie even came out. So doing a part 3, responding to Leaving Neverland, I would just be repeating myself. So instead, in part 3, I think I'm going to focus on the YouTuber and social media giant reaction, the media reaction to Leaving Neverland, and how disingenuous.
Everyone's jumping on the train.
Oh, it's silly. It's absolutely silly. So instead, I'll focus on that primarily, and then I might hit on 1 or 2 items of evidence that I wasn't able to get to in part 2 because I hadn't seen the movie yet. Really, they only presented 2 things that I didn't already mention in my video, and both are very easily disproven. So that's what part 3 will be.
A also says, also favorite Mexican food.
Favorite Mexican food. For me, it's a chimichanga from the original Macayos downtown. If I know Macayos is a national chain now, and people might not think Macayos is the best or whatever. They're pretty good. They're kind of like a Mexican Olive Garden. But if you go downtown to downtown Phoenix to the original one, it really is a cut above. It's fucking delicious.
And
Delicious.
the last says, going to watch Captain Marvel with my family.
That's a
Pray
shame
for me.
Oh, Christ.
On International
What
Women's Day.
well, yeah, what extortion technique is that a part of? What the fuck happened there? Who'd you kill? What are you being punished for? Let's dive into Blade Runner.
I don't even understand this one. James Bursey says, Taryn, is Razor your Shabos Goy?
Shabos Goy?
I don't know what that is. Should I know?
Someone's been listening to Michael Savage. No. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me open Volume Mixer and make sure that we turn.
Are your parents disappointed that the only way you're going to bring home a nice Jewish girl is if she has a penis?
Oi.
Oy vey.
All right, let's see here. And we're gonna have to. If you guys could let us know how the volume is on this when we start, it would really be a help, gang. Because when we did a test earlier, Blade Runner was a little loud.
Yeah,
So
it was a little out.
I just turned
The
it.
music was low, but then the characters talking was loud.
I just turned it down a bit, and I also I went ahead and turned the desktop audio down too, so it should be all right. But if you guys could just give us some feedback, that would definitely help. All right, cool. So we're gonna go ahead and start a new game. Easy, medium, or hard? What does that even affect? What do you think? Well, what does that? I guess the number of bullets that it takes to kill people. I would assume.
I have no idea.
Okay. We're gonna shut up here because this game's awesome, and so is this intro. Does it look good? Sweet.
I'm listening now.
Ooh, there she is. Never forget playing this for the first time. I love that Observer basically copies this opening text crawl. I fucking love it. Replicants were used off-world as slave labor. They were also executives at Facebook. Special police squads, Blade Runner units had orders to shoot to kill upon detection any good boy who didn't do nothing.
He was just holding a bag of Skittles
What?
and an Arizona tea.
Replicant Skittles.
Yes.
How's it sound? I love it. They just recreate the whole thing. And this is using 1997 technology, you know? This is... Oh, I love it. Really should be in widescreen. That's the only way I would accept. Oh.
Lucy, my sweet.
I cleaned out the tiger cage and sorted all the meal bins. So, if it's all right, it's my turn to fix dinner.
Haven't you forgotten something, little one? Just one little thing.
Mr. Runser, please.
It's been a very long day.
I don't
I will turn up the volume in a moment here, guys. As soon as this is over. In the meantime, just crank up your speakers.
Forget who pays your salary. We're closed. Come back tomorrow.
Oh my, it's Cult of Dusty.
Wait, I haven't finished with you. Okay. I told you we're closed.
We're not here to buy, little man. We've come to sell.
You can't possibly have anything to interest me. These are extremely rare animals of the highest quality.
What a coincidence. So am I.
No!
And what else might we interest you in today, sir? Perhaps some virtue?
Hey!
Not my animals, please. I'm begging you.
But what of honor, little man? At what price? Honor.
Oh my God, no! That tiger is the rarest specimen.
I love the portrait of Harambe in the background. Ooh!
I was just oh shit, it's Wade Robson.
It is Wade Robson!
It does look like him, doesn't it?
Grandmother doing the shimmy in her underwear in the second sector.
Alright. Sorry this is a little quiet, guys. We will crank it up in just a beat. Actually, I may be able to crank it up a little.
Last time I had a 3 was when some hooker vomited Thunderbird on Bryant's desk, and yours truly led the cleanup crew. Year and a half on the job, it was still the dirtiest work I'd seen. Where's Captain Bryant?
Took a sick day. Got himself a heinous case of ptomaine.
I love this.
He asked
It's
me
fucking Jeff from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Gouza was one of the old-time guys who took their knocks in the streets. He had a friendly way about him, but you didn't want to turn your back on him if you were less than a friend.
Hope you've been enjoying your leisure time, kid, because it's time to take that thumb out of your ass.
Hallelujah.
Don't get too excited. The other Blade Runners are all jammed up. Holden sucking dinner through a straw. Gaff's working the Tyrell break-in, and Steele's working special undercover. Looks like you got this one by default.
You really know how to make a girl feel wanted.
Animal murder done at Runciter Zoological. Probably just be a schizoid glitz, but we got the call. Old man Runciter lost something like 1 billion chinions worth.
10 to 1, this ain't a job for Rep Detect.
You got something better to do? Perfect your French cooking, maybe?
Maybe. Do androids dream of electric escargot? Oh!
I thought you were on special assignment.
Wasn't too damn special after I had the suckers out.
What happened?
Couple of fours were masquerading as fibroplast insulators down at Kaiser. I dressed up like a nurse. They never had a chance.
I want a game about her.
Hell no. There's a beautiful little thing in here called the Magic, and it ain't.
It's got the aviators going, I'm just saying.
You got a brilliant career ahead of you.
I'm working on it.
What's Gouza got you doing tonight?
AM at Runciter's.
Animal murder. Oh, those skin jobs got no respect for anything that truly lives and breathes. And that goddamn Eldon Tyrell ought to be zipped into a body bag and flushed into deep space.
Get rid of him, we'd be out of a job.
I think we're all overdue for a little off-world paid vacation. You can stop staring at my ass now.
You got eyes in the back of your head?
Duh.
All you gotta do is ask, Slim.
What a whore.
God damn.
Animal sales.
Hey,
was
this
a
is the
profitable
same
and
year
prestigious
as-
business since most real animals had died
Hold
out
on.
after the Terran War. There were plenty of electric ones though,
How's it
powered by
sound?
rechargeable batteries. No self-respecting human would own one of those
Still
frauds.
needs to be put up.
Okay. We'll pump up the jam here. Just a moment. Pump up the jam. Okay. That should be good. And we are... Go! Designer cut's kind of interesting. It's a different option where... Ooh! So you have a choice here. You can choose the tone of your responses, and the game will play it by default, right? So if you want to be a dick, you can do that. If you want to be erratic, you can do that. If you want to be polite, if you want to be normal, whatever. Or you can click on user choice, and you can have branching dialogue choices, which, again, this game's from 1997. This is the same year, like, JRPGs would explode with fucking Final Fantasy VII, which is, you know, basically a completely linear game. Very different, very contrary to what was going on in gaming at the time, and in retrospect, a hugely goddamn influential game from a design perspective. I have no doubt in my mind this game, at least in certain respects, influenced Deus Ex. So let's go ahead and... Oh, this is your Kia, which is like your database of clues. I don't think I have anything yet. Yeah, no known suspects yet. How's it sound?
Well, you have to talk to someone first.
Okay, let's do
Real
it.
quick, my life is a complex pastiche. Donates 20 to say, what relationship does Odin have with Thor?
He's his dad.
He is his Thor.
Leave. No, I'm just... That was physically painful.
Oh, and Rui Vasquez.
By
with-
Thorig's beard. Hold on. We need to test the audio.
Find something?
Okay.
Piece of chrome.
From a car?
No, I think it's horse chrome. Bag it and tag it.
Okay, how's that sound? Let's see here. Look around, canvas. What do we got here?
Scratches and paint flecks, and I knew what they meant. Unless the city had bought a jet black fire truck, somebody had a big fat traffic ticket coming.
No, that should be fine.
It's fine?
Interesting.
What do you think, guys? That should be good, right?
Nothing even remotely interesting, but hell, if I was going to root through trash, my expectations weren't too high.
Either that or you work for Radar Online.
What do you know?
About 30 counts of animal murder and one of aggravated assault. The shop's been thrashed. You ought to see this tiger cub they got in there. It's a goddamn tragedy.
How's old man Runsiter holding up?
State of shock. He's been moaning and complaining about his world caving in.
You'd feel the same way if they were your
Yeah.
animals. How many
Just a
perps?
smidge.
At least 2. Bloody footprints all over the scene.
Must be a delightful sight.
Okay. Let's do that real quick. I may just pump it up to full, and because it's pretty close to full already, because I already turned down the desktop volume. So.
Oh, okay. If that's probably the reason.
Yep. So let's go ahead and... All right, we're good. Sweet! Okay, so...
Canvass the area. Maybe somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it.
Thank you, Lieutenant Hump. What's this?
I already checked for a crowbar, some kind of tool. No luck, but it looks like we've got some latents.
Make sure the lab boys run them through the mainframe, human and rep.
They engineer replicants with fingerprints? Like, wouldn't that be like a complete irrelevancy? Or let's see here. Nothing else to find, I don't think. Nothing else that I can see. Let's go inside. Oh boy.
Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for two very big men. One dragged his right foot, indicating a possible injury or lameness. The other appeared a lot more controlled, graceful even. Quite a pair.
So, Lenny and George.
Before you click on something else, I mean, we gotta at least get a couple of these in here. Roy Vasquez says, Razor, how come you're not watching Captain Marvel today? On International Women's Day.
They made one big mistake. Oh. They attacked my home planet.
Let's skip to that one real quick.
Okay.
My baby.
Kevin Michael Von Magnum donates 50. Jesus, man, thank you so much. He says, pissed off that people fell for the trap to judge the innocence of a long dead man.
Yeah, no
Michael
shit.
Jackson. While dismissing and forgetting about the trials of a living, disgusting, fat fucking pig, Weinstein.
Which I'm sure is a complete coincidence, considering David Geffen is closely tied with Harvey Weinstein. And just a few days before Oprah announced she would be doing her After Neverland special, David Geffen was spotted at her birthday party on a boat where they were screening Leaving Neverland.
Ooh.
Shock. Amazement. Who knew? Coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. Complete coincidence.
Thoughts on the fat bastard's ongoing trial? Thanks and Godspeed. And thank you, sir.
Well, it's been postponed to June, I believe.
Ruined. Totally ruined.
McCoy, LPD.
I'm absolutely
I
certain
don't remember.
Lucy Devlin was involved in this heinous act. She's the young girl who works for me.
She's responsible for all this mayhem?
No, of course not. It was two men acting in concert with her, obviously.
Obviously. What'd they look like?
Big and scary and absolutely malevolent.
We should name this chapter Justice for Harambe.
Oh, the second part of that was your thoughts on his current trial going on. I actually haven't been keeping up.
Yeah, nor have I. What's this?
Totally ruined.
Casings.
Big caliber, possibly off-world combat weaponry. Ballistics might give me a fix on it.
I almost missed that.
Totally ruined.
Oh, here we go. We have multiple dialogue choices here. Shall I ask about his pedo pet, or shall I ask about the motives? Boy, this would be an easy choice if I worked in American media.
Well, while you're thinking about that, JSC Hong says, G'day, Governor. I'm drunk as fuck. What the hell am I speaking Cockney? 'Cause I'm drunk as bloody fuck.
What in the fuck accent was that, T-Boogie? What
I
in the
don't know.
fuck?
Anywho,
is
play
that?
Pokemon Sword and Shield and Gun, ya cunt.
I wasn't aware retardation had an accent until this exact moment.
That's a terrible thing to say about British people. How dare you?
Well, Australian anyway.
Well, they do spell color with a U.
Yeah,
it's true.
We don't, because that's us breaking free of the shackles of oppression.
Right.
Exactly.
That's
No,
how
we
that
make.
works.
We're like the Japanese. We make things smaller and more efficient.
Can you think of anything they
All right,
might have
hold
been after?
First, I thought they wanted money, but I don't keep any in the shop. Then I thought they wanted to steal my animals, but they started executing them.
Could they have been replicants?
Who else would be capable of such barbaric acts?
I don't know. Minority. I mean,
For those who aren't familiar,
You ever
remind
do any
us.
business with the replicant manufacturers, Tyrell Corporation?
I resent that accusation.
Just wondering.
Officer, last May I personally sold Governor Colvig an exquisite Bergeron coat. I have been a guest at his house on 3 separate occasions. Do I look like I need to carry artificial product? I'm ruined. Totally ruined.
You could use an artificial product on the top of your head, maybe.
So for those who aren't aware, would you remind us? Being a replicant on Earth is illegal, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They are dreamers.
You got any discs from that camera?
It's irrelevant. Those
The dreamers of
murderers
electric
destroyed
sheep.
the camera. Thousands of Chinyens worth.
Maybe it photographed them before they shot it out.
I guess you've got a point at that.
God, Democrats would have a field day, wouldn't they?
Oh.
They could make replicants
I
just
believe
vote Democrat.
This is the disc
Indeed.
from last night.
Like, what's that? Free voters? And you want to outlaw them on Earth? And they're only killing a few thousand people a year? Shit!
Tell me about this Lucy.
There's not a lot I can tell you.
It's a
She's only
shitty
worked
Scarlett
for me for
Johansson
about a
film,
month.
and,
She's about 14 years old with pink hair. A very attractive young thing.
She's
How'd you
on
find
this
her?
thing called
She came to me with
Tumblr.
reference from Ogilvy
Majors
from the
in gender
Northwest
studies,
Zone.
I believe.
And he's the
My
very
God, she is a
reputable
replicant.
Ogilvy.
You treat her well?
As well as
Well, the
any
first
young
sign
cock
is
should
they
be
lack
treated.
empathy.
She got a desk? Or someplace
I don't
where she
know.
She used to eat over there.
Needs to be a vote contest for Democrat.
Right? Is there anything?
Uh,
I thought I saw.
Precious one.
Oh,
She
here we
was
go.
my baby.
There is some other stuff. Oh,
A toy dog.
interesting. What's this?
Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eaten there myself.
I hate when Chinese places don't give you chopsticks by default. I fucking hate that shit.
A candy bar. Yuck.
It's like a Rolo.
Well, isn't that cute?
Ivaru says 2 or 3 years ago, there was a garage sale, and the person here had at least 100 big box PC games. Ooh,
Nice.
each for $3. I bought all of them, and one of the games was Blade Runner. Still have it.
I got my physical copy at a local place called Bookman's. It was $3. $3 fucking dollars for the game. This was before the prices on used games went fucking sky high because everybody on the planet suddenly thinks they have like the Ark of the Covenant if it's a game older than 1995. So tired of that speculators market horse shit.
See if you can dig up that reference from Ogilvy's.
Yes, it's somewhere here. Just a moment.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, we went to.
Why
our
is he
local-
dressed like he's about to go on safari?
We went to our local shop and like Smash Brothers on Nintendo 64 is like 30 or 40 bucks or some shit like that.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Fucking GameStop, back when GameStop was a store worth shopping at, they used to carry stuff going all the way back to the original NES, and you could get, I got Mace the Dark Age for $3. I remember I got Resident Evil 2 for, no, not Resident Evil 2, I already had that. I got, Quest 64 for $2. I mean, that was, GameStop used to be awesome before they were bought out. That speculators market, honestly, is hurting gaming more than it's helping, really, because it's making games less accessible to young kids. The older games are not as easy for them to get a hold of.
Animal murders, the lack of any theft. The small animals alone were worth a good chunk of change on the street. It seemed more like an act of vengeance.
And they were selling baby body part. I mean...
Find anything else out here?
Zilcho. Row actions inside. Abstract art. All over the walls and ceiling.
I never did appreciate art.
Thought I told you.
Canvas the area. Maybe somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it.
Thought I told you to canvas the area before, asshole. Shit.
Chuck Bandy says, sending love from the People's Republic of New York. Who's your favorite Bond? I'm particularly a Roger Moore fan myself.
I think so far it's Roger Moore. for me. We're still going along in the series, but thus far it's Roger Moore. Now, mind you, I grew up with Pierce Brosnan, and I think he was awesome. His movies went up and down in quality, but that's not his fault. He was consistently great as 007. I also like that Pierce Brosnan he didn't sound like a Scottish guy. Originally James Bond was just supposed to be from London. So Pierce Brosnan kind of brought this slightly more rooted in London aspect to the character, even though isn't Pierce Brosnan from fucking... Pierce Brosnan, I think, actually may be from Scotland. Am I drunk? Am I thinking of someone else?
Well, I know Sean Connery is.
Well, I'm aware of that, but I thought Pierce Brosnan...
Brosnan's Irish.
Okay,
Yeah,
Brosnan's Irish. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Same difference to us Americans, right?
1776 will commence again.
That could be interpreted certain ways.
Amazing timing. You could not have scripted that. Oh my god.
Find anything else out here?
This woman says she saw that kid who worked for Runciter hanging around with a big fat guy last week.
Huh.
Find anything else out here?
This guy lives across the street. Says he heard a crash late last night. Looked out his window and saw a black sedan speeding away from the scene.
Some guy with leather gloves on was running away from a police blockade.
Find anything else out here?
Zilcho. No actions inside.
Debonair nerd.
Abstract art.
Alex Jones,
All over the walls and ceiling.
49.
Yes! God, I would much rather have watched that film than the sequel we got. Alright, let's do this. Okay. Now we've got a few options. We can run down some leads that we collected. We can go back to the apartment, check out the video disc, or we can go down to police headquarters and check out the video disc that way. You know, it's kind of up to us how we pursue the investigation. One of the many innovative aspects of the game, it's kind of sandbox, even though you have to pick a specific location to go to.
Stooge, we'll get to you. We're just backed up. This is the norm with us. We're trying to play the game and enjoy it and explain it. Give backstory.
We got a flyer for Howie Lee's in Chinatown. Should we run down that lead before we do anything? Actually, you know what? I'm going to go back to my apartment. That's what I'm going to do.
See how it compares.
Yeah. Depending on what order you do things in, things change. And, of course, every single time you boot up the game, it randomizes who's a human and who's a replicant and shit like that, which is really, really cool. And you can fuck with the results, too, as we established on the previous stream. You can calibrate the Void Conf machine so that it gives a false positive or a false negative, which is genius.
Thumper says, go back, see if you can find Jesse's bleach bottle while you're out there, Razor.
Apartments.
McCoy, 88F.
88. Thank you.
That, my friend, is fake news.
Fake news.
I lived with the best gal I'd ever seen. She was 2 now and full of life and love. She'd cost me about a year's salary, but she was worth it. It was good to have someone warm nearby after completing a dirty job.
Asian girl
Retirement
named Ping
swag
Pong.
In this case, would go toward getting her a partner.
Oh.
Here you go, baby. Dinner time.
All right. Let's see this video disc.
Scanning video disc. 2 enhanceable images found. Adding enhanceable photographs to Kaya database.
Okay.
Run sitter crime scene.
Now we have to do our Esper thing.
Zoom and enhance.
Yep. Center and pull back. Noble Harambe.
Somebody.
He gave his life so that Lucy might live.
Somebody says, Blade Runner plot idea. A fake Blade Runner using the VK test to take out non-replicants. The big unanswered question...
That's what happens in the book.
The big unanswered question is whether the detector was tampered with or that people are slowly losing the human element.
Interesting. It kind of derived from oh, that's a bunny. Kind of derived from the book, which actually this game sort of references. It that's one of the things I love about this video game is it's not just an adaptation of the movie. They take a bunch of stuff from Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep that was not in the film, and they put it in the game, which is really, really neat.
Steiner says, what book?
Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
There you go.
By Philip K. Dick. What do we have here? Is this...
Bojack Outlaw says, hey, Razor, just got the first 2 Shadow Pulps from American House.
Nice.
The Living Shadow and the Black Master. From what I read so far, I'm really enjoying it.
The Black Master's not
A
the
sushi menu
second one.
from Howie Lee's.
Ooh.
Give me a hard copy of that.
The Eyes of the Shadow is the second Shadow Pulp.
Oh, there you go. From what I read so far, I'm really enjoying it. Thank you for the recommendation.
They're a blast to read, and I really love the first several stories because Walter Gibson didn't give everything away. You know, he kept so much mystery to the character. Oh, that's right. Isn't she like hiding back here somewhere?
You go in pieces, asshole.
Isn't she? Yeah, I can see her back there. There she is. I thought she was hiding back there. Come on, can we do this? Yes. It's creepy as fuck.
Hello there, Lucy. Give me a hard copy of that.
That's mansplaining. It's funny because fucking in 2019, we kind of have this technology now. It's creepy as shit.
Oh,
it's
God,
fucking creepy as shit. I remember the first time I watched this movie with a friend, he was like, oh, come on. Cameras that can look around a room and shit. I'm like, dude, you recognize that's basically just infrared, right? You could just have a camera that takes an infrared image of a 3-dimensional space at the same time it takes a fucking picture, and it's just really, it's that simple.
Dude, they have they can point a laser at your window of your house and hear conversations you're having inside.
Right. Fucking Splinter Cell did that years ago.
Let's continue
here.
It's some kind of insect. Give me a hard copy of that.
Ooh.
She's got the bug.
Bojack Outlaw says, hey, Razor. Oh, no, I already read that
Anything
one.
on the floor here?
Filipino White Boy says, Captain Marvel. She's a hero. She's going to take the audience attendance down to 0.
I'm pretty blown away by, like, I said on previous streams, and, you know, you and I certainly talked about it, I believed it was going to be a disappointment. I still thought it would be a middling success, though. It looks like it's just going to be a good old-fashioned bomb, however. I think because the movie wound up being pretty bad. You know, it's not even quite just a mediocre Marvel film. It's like, it's a subpar Marvel film, is what it is. Which I think wound up being the crucial element. But it's worth mentioning, watch our previous streams, I did predict that it would not do as well as Marvel hoped. Oh, here we go.
Marcod says, Razor, you already have a Gab account. Are you making use of Dissenter?
I am. I love Dissenter. It's so much fun to fuck around with.
Make sure to check it out, guys.
I think that's just a great idea. What do we have here?
Darth Dragon says,
who's the mystery man? Oh, Wade Robson.
There we go.
He looks familiar. Give me a hard copy of that.
Some on hard copy, I think.
Can you do anything with the shadow in the background?
Yeah, that's what I'm like, can I zoom in on this prick? Who's this?
Probably the muscle.
Come on. Oh, come on. He's right there. How
light, maybe?
could you not? Is there anything in his hand?
Darth Dragon says, hello, Razor, TG, and Lady Eve. I got my HP laptop. It's running awesomely.
Nice.
If I'm ever in Arizona and happen to see you, can I walk over and say hi?
Walk over where?
No, if he happens to see you out and about, can he say hi?
Oh, of course. Yeah, people do that all the time. I actually ran into a fan in GameStop a couple of weeks ago.
Cool.
Muddy boots. Guess he's from out of town. Give me a hard copy of that.
Nice boots.
Acid Death Ritual donates $1, but doesn't say anything. Thank you very much.
Maybe the
all the same.
car? Anything about the car? Or ooh, license plate. License plate. Is that the license plate? Yes.
Jesus, look how far that
Local
zooms
license plate. Give me a hard copy of that.
I love it. Okay, anything else? Anything? Maybe he's looking at...
David.
He's on 4chan's Lolly Forum.
Oh.
No. What the fuck is with your hand, dude?
Missing a finger?
He's a six-finger man.
David NS84 says, Westwood's Blade Runner is an awesome game, but spoiler warning, making a 14-year-old girl a romantic interest is baffling to me. Any thoughts on that?
Well, in fairness, she's not. She's technically a 3-year-old since she's a replicant.
Yeah, so it's even worse.
Yeah,
she's a 3-year-old piece of plastic.
That's a complicated ethical quagmire there. All right, what do we have here? Any messages?
No messages. I'm in demand.
Okay.
Maggie, come here, girl.
Come here, you stupid mutt.
Need to change out her batteries?
No, he said it cost him a whole year's salary.
Here you go, baby.
For the dog.
Dinner time.
Stooge Muffin Stuffin says, which version of Blade Runner is the best one? I've only seen the final cut.
I think Final Cut is probably the definitive version. My personal favorite, just because I like the atmosphere, although not the execution of the voiceover, is the international theatrical cut. Because that's the version that gives you the voiceover. Unfortunately, it gives you the shitty happy ending. You can pretty much end it when Deckard leaves the apartment, and it's perfect to me.
Yeah.
If you just cut the movie off there, that's the definitive version for me. But it gives you the detective voiceover, which I like atmospherically and philosophically as well, just because I love film noir. And you get additional violence that was cut out of the American theatrical version. So that's my preferred cut, personally. The work print is really, really cool. There's
yeah.
a bunch of shit in the work print that isn't in any other version.
That's the last version we watched together, right?
Yes, sir. Really, really cool.
Yeah, it was.
The alternate music, different scenes. Really interesting.
That Indian dude says, I like to bang Ilhan Omar. She's the bomb in bed.
Like to see what makes her tick? I hear she's dynamite. Anyway, continuing on. Oh, big fella.
Real sushi was a luxury reserved only for the elite, since most sea life had become radioactive after the Third Terran War. The rest of us had to eat new sushi, soya mixed with off-world lichen.
That's the Earth's problem. Everybody's
everybody's
on a soy
rocking
diet.
that soy.
Yeah.
Hey, big guy.
Busy. No time for talk.
McCoy, itazura suru na. You want something, you talk to me.
Sorry, Howie.
Got to mix more out back.
That's not suspicious.
Beautiful night, isn't it?
When business thriving, night always beautiful.
Oh, here we go.
How long has that chef worked for you?
Zoban, just month. Superior chef makes all kinds of new sushi.
Consider clues.
This girl ever eat around here?
Nah, all gaijin look like the old man.
No! Racist Japanese guy.
This is a good one.
Consider clues.
This from your place, isn't it?
Could be. Chopstick come from Yoshi's restaurant supply.
John Horn says, "You're in a desert. You see Jim Sterling lying on his back, his cellulite baking in the hot sun. You want to turn him over, but you don't have a floor jack available. What do?
I mount him on a rotisserie, and
that's a good one, John.
I find 2 large bodybuilders, male bodybuilders, and I spit roast him the way he would want to be. And
we've all seen the pictures.
Oh my. Dear God. Like, did you see him in that gold dust outfit?
He dressed as gold
Oh God. It was like, oh fuck. It was like trying to cram a Christmas ham into a tube of toothpaste. Like, it was just so, oh man.
God, I don't even want to think about
that.
McCoy, LPD. I want to ask you a couple of questions.
Sorry, my man. I just don't got the time.
All right. I'm gonna go back there and interrogate the big fella. What should I do here?
Howie says you're a master chef.
You not come back here. Air bad.
This'll only take a minute.
Do they make replicants and stereotypes?
Okay, can we void conf him? Or will he run? I think you can VK this guy. I seem to remember him being...
There's a test I'd like you to take. It won't take too long.
Test? What kind of test?
Kind of a personality test. Totally routine.
Routine?
Whoa! Ruh-roh!
Well, shit.
That could have gone better. Shit.
Which way did he go?
Well, yeah, I saw him run this way. Oh, dear. That was not him.
Why would you not?
He was just an old bum.
Oh, dear.
Not Howie's cook.
Oh,
And
dear.
Certainly not a replicant. I'd screwed up, plain and simple. If I was going to get clear of this, I needed to tell Guza, and the sooner the better.
That went well.
I knew what I was doing wasn't right, but I didn't have time to answer questions back at the station. Besides,
He's gonna
he's
gonna hide the body in the...
No one ever missed him.
What is wrong with you?
I love this game.
Is there any way to reload this? Did you say?
But I hoped it was soon. The body was still there. I didn't know when the trash got picked up in this neighborhood, but I hoped it was soon.
Oh, this game is a masterpiece. Let's try that again, shall we? From the diaphragm. Yeah.
Mr. Mosby says, "What is a Twitter roastie's favorite thrash metal band?" Slayer. I don't know what that is. That's supposed to be a joke.
Yeah.
Howie says you're a master chef.
You not come back here. Air bad.
Okay.
Fuck me.
This'll
How am
only
I
take a
supposed to
minute.
know that?
Okay.
You know this girl or not?
No.
Nope. I know who I know, and who I don't know. I don't know her.
Think hard.
Okay. Maybe seen her once. At station.
North, huh?
Whoa!
Is it not possible to stand on the other side of the counter?
You
and talk to
can't.
him?
You can actually VK this guy. You can. I think I just don't have the necessary evidence. So maybe I'll just
come back some other time.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Come back later instead of poking the bear. But enough about Jim Sterling. Yes! Let's go to the police station then.
Acid Death Ritual says, thoughts on R. Kelly and the progression of the MJ Doc BS.
I don't think it's a coincidence that Gayle King is Oprah's best friend and came out with that right after. It is so fucking clear Oprah and Gayle King and Geffen and that whole organization are covering for Harvey Weinstein. It's not even funny. They're finding every predator that is famous or every alleged predator that is famous except for Harvey Weinstein to throw at your screens so that you talk about that instead of about what's going on with Weinstein. 100%.
He must be throwing around a lot of money.
Or
lot. Someone's throwing around a lot of money on his behalf.
Yeah.
Roof. Laboratory.
Let's see.
Mr. Misanthropic says, to celebrate Women's Day, should women be allowed to vote? And why should women not be allowed to vote?
Oh my goodness. Oh God! All I know is you can thank the women's movement and suffrage for the war on drugs. You can thank it for the prohibition of firearms and alcohol, and the ongoing war on drugs that we're still fucking dealing with. That is the legacy of the women's suffrage movement.
Got anything new for me, Dino?
I was wondering when you'd show your mug around here, McCoy. The shell casings from Runciter should be in the Museum of Military History.
How's that?
They're from an Ender rifle. It's standard issue off-world military hardware. Heavy caliber. That puppy can punch right through a tank.
What can I conclude from that?
Whoever used this piece didn't just walk into their local sporting goods store and buy it. Those babies are collectibles, and they ain't cheap.
Anything else?
We got the animal corpses from Runciter's, but there wasn't a whole lot to work
Why are
with.
you talking to the wall?
Romero?
About 50% were real, the rest were fakes.
So, Runciter was ripping his customers off.
State-of-the-art fakes. Miles beyond the crap you see on Anamoid Row.
The kind that comes from legit manufacturers?
They're the ones that usually produce the quality.
What about the wounds?
Most of them were shot point blank, but we're looking at some others. Sloppy cuts with a knife, like the perp was really pissed off at something.
Butcher knife?
Could be, but who cuts meat anymore?
Nice bunch of reps I'm tailing. Hope you're not pulling a meat cleaver out of my back next week.
All right.
Obelisk Titan
What's up?
says, how long to think ACO do porn? And would you watch? I think he means
AOC?
Yeah, AOC.
Yeah, what the fuck? I don't understand why everyone keeps saying she's attractive. It's not really my thing. I don't really get
Not
I
at
don't really
all.
get it. Alexandria Ocasio-Chavez?
She looks like a fucking goblin.
No, I would never get in bed with a goblin.
Bed with a gob. She looks like she's also the bitch needs to locate a tweezer because those fucking eyebrows, sweetie. What the fuck?
No,
Like
those fucking big ass nostrils revealing all, thousands and thousands of her fucking nose hairs popping out of the bottom of it. It's disgusting.
She's got the eyebrows of Tom Cruise from Legend.
If you look deep into those nostrils, you actually see a gateway to Narnia. It's true. It's a fact. This is a little-known scientific fact.
Her voice is nasally, high-pitched, and really annoying.
Yeah.
Especially when she tries to be all sassy and relatable with millennials clapping
Right.
her hands. She literally.
Didn't you love that? People who are against the Green New Deal are not in charge. I'm in charge. They're just shouting from the cheap seats. I'm the boss.
I wanted to fucking punch her when I saw that.
The
She was
fuck?
like, her hands, she was trying to be all sassy too, and I'm like, ugh. You do realize you work for the people, right? You're not some fucking tyrant.
Yeah, and her account was shut down for that.
It was showed.
She got her account shit canned just for saying that Alexandria Ocasio-Chavez serves the people. and is not, in fact, in charge of anything. This is the Kia database, which collects all your clues. It's really interesting. You actually can get some bonus information here, because when you click on certain pieces of evidence, the main character, Ray McCoy, will actually sort of editorialize what it means in a lot of cases, or you'll have like a recording of an interview, or
This woman says she saw that kid who worked for Runciter hanging around with a big
shit
fat
like
guy
that.
last week. I already checked for a crowbar, some kind of tool. No luck, but it looks like we've got some latents.
There you go. So you've got like pretty much a ready catalog of evidence, which I wish more games did that.
Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eaten there myself.
Very, very cool stuff. You want to play for just a second? I'll be right back.
Sure. Well, I mean, play what? Click around on shit? How you guys doing tonight? Did you guys enjoy that little apartment tour? For those of you just joining us, and if you want to look back on that, it is called Blade Runner 9732, I believe. And you could only get that on the official website. It was taken down off of Steam because of a DMCA.
What's up, guys? I took over Razor's mic while he does a little potty break. Because he has the bladder of a 2-year-old.
Yes.
We all know this.
This is known. I would not run with Jim Sterling. Never. Are you kidding me?
You stop it. I'll have you know she just got a smack on the ass for that.
T-Boogie, what is best in life?
And I do not have the bladder of a 2-year-old. I have the No, I have the kidneys of a racehorse. That's what it is.
Oh, well, I mean, makes it sound better at least.
Anything else?
That black paint you found on the fire hydrant? It's from a
African
ground
American
car.
paint.
You sure?
The angle of impact was almost head on. And there ain't too many spinning drivers klutzy enough to smack a street level hydrant in VTOL mode.
I heard your wife got her license back.
You're a real funny guy, McCoy.
Anything else?
That piece of chrome you found outside of Runciter's is from a 1995 Pontiac.
Huh.
Nice set of wheels.
It's okay, not what I call a classic.
Anything else?
Anything else?
Zip, man. Try me later.
All right. He, by the way, never has anything for you ever again.
Well, I mean, it's nice to know.
Mainframe and shooting range.
Wes
Violent
Lindstrom
street
says,
crime in the city rose again last year by a whopping 26%, according to the latest figures from the Department of
is that
Justice.
the TV?
Governor
Yes.
Kolvig attributed the change to the
Wes
dramatic
Lindstrom
increase
says,
in the
just
number
tell
of
them that
specials
Brie
registered
Larson's
as
feet are in the movie. That should get you off the hook.
What?
What?
Uploading personal clue database. Download.
Incel in a Cell says, have you ever heard of a small British band called Motorhead?
I don't know. Have they? Lemmy called them an American band toward the end. Because
Lucky Strikes, Crystal's brand. I knew she was spending a lot of time in the training maze these days, even though she'd already gotten close to a perfect score.
All right.
Old copies of case files, notices, and memos. The usual station junk.
Dylan Killen says, so if you won't answer the question, then answer this one. When is Taryn getting his reading lessons? I'm concerned for the little guy.
Well, what does Ben Shapiro have to do with this?
Yeah.
Well, if it ain't Ray McCoy. Brian.
Oh, it's the dude. He's in a million things.
You bet. You bring your piece.
Don't leave home without
Friar
it.
Tuck in Robin Hood,
been
Prince of
running the maze every
Thieves,
other day for
and
2 weeks.
he's in a bunch of stuff.
Get a
Oh,
little
fuck.
roughed up.
I thought Guza was going to requisition some new ones.
I know him from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, because I'm obsessed with that movie.
Poor guy. I bet he gets all tuckered out from pushing those papers around.
And don't sell him short, McCoy. Guza could be one tough hombre. I remember when we worked mice together. He poured acetone on 2 pimps that gave us some lip and lit a match.
Oh, police brutality.
It looked like the goddamn 4th of July out there.
Peachy. You keeping busy?
What a guy.
Pal? Nah, the place has been pretty quiet the last couple of days.
All right. Can I go work on my marksmanship?
Hit the lock, Jack.
I guess there ain't no harm in it.
Target and shoot all threats.
Here we go.
Do not shoot innocents.
Yeah, don't shoot innocents. Do you think you could do that?
Right.
Before shooting.
This takes a while. This is actually a good opportunity to answer questions.
Very well. Obelisk Titian says, view on idea of slave as free market welfare. That's how it's typed.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Neither do I.
Shit. Well, I already fucked up.
Eyes of the
Where
Wolf.
did I get shot from? Hold on. What the fuck was that?
Eyes of the Wolf says,
Wait.
When
That's right. I can't. Never mind. It's fine.
Eyes of the Wolf says, when the Republic is at its most corrupt, the laws are most numerous.
Mhm.
Said by Tacitus? Yeah, Tacitus. How true is this today compared to back then?
100%, 'cause it's only gotten more relevant. All right, come on.
Jason the Unpopular says, I need your deck. This is a bad one.
The worst yet.
The worst yet. I need the old Blade Runner. Need your magic.
Oh, she did have a gun. That's how I got shot. Which is why I won't
What, the
have
targets are shooting back?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
If you don't shoot them, you get shot.
Boom
It was just a toy pistol. He was a good boy.
Boom Kada says, if replicants existed, I think I would be prejudiced against them, and people would think I was a bad guy for feeling that way.
Ooh, shit. Who's going to turn around first? Oh, my. Ah, Jesus. Should have gotten him first. Shit, shit, shit. Got him. Her.
Brutish Dandy says, plot twist. Terengel was the real Rageaholic all along. And the man in the aviators is his basic pleasure model replica. Keep rocking,
Basic?
boyos.
Basic?
Hey. I had to pay a whole year's salary for this one.
I know, right?
Completed sequence. Proceed.
Proceed to get shot at next station. I love these environments, by the way.
Oh, there's a part 2.
Love them. There's a part 3. I think there's even a part 4.
Goodness.
All right. Come on, McCoy. You can do this.
Ordo Teuton says, what are some print formatting details specific to pulps? Thinking about printing my own story in a similar fashion, if you could help clarify.
Print formatting, what do you mean, like, in terms of...
Don't they usually have, like, just, like, a page of text, but, like, in the corner there'll be, like, a pulp picture or something?
Yeah, generally, the way that it's formatted, if you're writing a pulp is... Your first page is going to be your title page. It's going to have a great big splash illustration. and you're going to sort of have the beginning text and the title and everything. Then probably a few pages of text, and you'll sort of intersperse illustrations throughout. You'll have maybe little corner illustrations, tiny ones, and then you'll have full-page splash illustrations interspersed. You'll probably have about 3 or 4 of those, depending on how many the artist can crank out, and then you'll have tiny little ones that are just like headshots of specific characters, or sometimes it'll be an illustration of what happens. But yeah, like, most of it is text. The vast majority of it will be text. The chapters should be, if you're sort of going full page, and it's not like in paperback size, you know what I mean? Then probably your chapters shouldn't even go 2 pages. You know what I mean? Like, your chapters should be very brief, very punchy. I would say no more than 60 pages for the whole book. You know what I mean? Like, it's all pretty short if it's full size. And no more than 20, 21, 22 chapters, somewhere thereabouts. You know, very short, punchy chapters, and not many of them. Plot-driven, too, is very, very important for pulps. Not sitting around agonizing about the nature of human existence or having characters that are deeply morally conflicted, you know, discussing it with themselves in soaring soliloquies. That doesn't work for pulps. Just this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. Lots of description, lots of atmosphere, lots of action. It's generally pulps. Damn, Ray McCoy's a killing machine.
Nobody messes with Adam Wee says. Evening, fellow a-hole.
Oh, and he was innocent. Whoops.
Pleased to inform you all that I have joined the PC Master Race.
Nice!
I'm going to start my first build this weekend. Any advice? Just a dot of that fucking coolant on your CPU. Or, you know what? Just pay somebody to build it for you.
Oh, shit. Ah, fuck.
What's it called? Thermal paste? Yeah, thermal paste.
Thermal paste?
Yeah. I don't know why I thought it was cool.
Don't. See, I say don't even fuck around with the processor. Get a good rig that already, or a good motherboard that already has a great processor on it to begin with. That way you don't have to fuck around with that thermal paste horse shit.
I mean, it's not hard. Just a little dab. That's it. Gizmo Hibiki donates 10. Thank you very much. Hey, Razor. We ran out of 7-Up. You want some 8 down? I got some 9 sideways and 10 diagonals.
Where is that from?
I'm not sure.
I've heard that. That's from like a movie or something, isn't it? What the fuck was that from?
I have no idea.
That's gold, Jerry. Gold!
Naked Gun? No, I was it?
Was
God, it's been
it?
forever since I've seen the original Naked Gun.
That wasn't the original Naked Gun.
No?
Probably Naked Gun 2.
It might be, and you could probably Google it.
The Smell of Fear.
Yeah.
I don't think the second one is as good as the first. The third one is, though.
Jesse is going to be collecting a lot of thermal paste when he goes to the slap. Very good, Thumper.
All over his T-zone.
Oh, God. Wes Lindstrom
You know,
says,
I heard he may have actually found Jesus in prison.
Oh, really?
But his last name is Valdez for some reason.
Completed sequence.
Wes Lindstrom says, it's amazing how much the ethics of major video game developers between the West and Japan switched over the course of the late 2000s. It's a bit like the Southern strategy in politics when the Republicans and Democrats swapped bases.
I don't know about that. Japanese games still tend to be more restrictive and linear. And Western games, even if they only have the illusion of choice, tend to still focus more on choice and player agency than Japanese games do. But that's not a hard and fast rule. There are certainly exceptions to that.
Steven Hernandez says, are you going to do a video about the controversy on Rotten Tomatoes and the movie Carl Maneuver? I mean Captain Marvel starring Plank's sister Brie Larson.
I mean, maybe it's hilarious because they kind of pulled the same thing with Black Panther, but nobody really gave a fuck. Remember? The shit with Rotten Tomatoes where they just discarded a bunch of reviews.
What the fuck did that get nominated for again? Like, that
Best
wasn't
Picture.
Best Picture. It couldn't have been Best Picture.
Yes,
like best
Black Panther, yes. Yes, it was.
Oh my god. Fuck it.
Which is laughable. I love comic book movies, and I'm saying that's laughable. For any comic book movie to be nominated. I thought it was ridiculous when goddamn Birdman was nominated. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that kind of shit really belongs in that category at all.
But on the flip side, when some artsy little film gets put out
Right.
black and white, and the only reason it gets fucking nominated is because there's naked people in it or some shit, it's like,
Well,
come
number
on.
one, it's not black and white because they don't give awards to black and white movies unless it's, you know.
But they get nominated.
The artist or something.
Anyway, Almighty Malachi
Hollywood
says,
doesn't let you make black and white movies anymore.
Almighty Malachi says, evening all. I would like to know Razor's thoughts on Corey Feldman recently pulling his support for MJ's innocence.
You see, I didn't even read it that way. What I read in his statement is he's still maintaining he was never molested, of course, but think of it from his perspective. He is currently trying to start an organization to hunt down pedophiles in Hollywood. He is basically joining Me Too, right? He is cognizant of the fact that Me Too is not going to allow him to do that, especially since the head of Me Too was actually in the audience during the Oprah special on Leaving Neverland. You know what I mean? The way I interpreted that is he'd like to keep his organization, but he still says he was not touched, and he still, which is hilarious because some of the people that were referenced in the film allege that he was touched, so he really should continue to defend Michael Jackson because he knows that at least one of the allegations from the film is a lie. Because they're citing people who said that Corey Feldman was molested. But he maintains he was never molested. He's just not attacking the accusers, basically, is what he's saying. Which is, I think he should, but whatever. It's up to him. He wants to keep his shitty little Me Too organization is basically what's going on there.
I guess the most important thing is that he still claims that he was never touched. So,
Yeah, at the end of the day, you know he got a goddamn phone call the day he came out after watching that. I think his initial reaction to that movie was his real feelings about the movie. I really do. I think he just had some pressure applied to him afterward.
Jason the Unpopular.
But he's been pretty consistent. He still says he was never molested and doesn't believe Michael Jackson was guilty. He's just not gonna... What did he say? He clarified, actually, afterward. He said, I'm just not taking sides. That's what he said.
Jason the Unpopular says, they don't advertise for killers in the newspaper. That was my profession.
Ex-cop.
Ex-cop. Ex-Blade Runner.
Ex-killer.
Ex-killer. That should have been the tagline for the movie.
Really should have been. I always thought the tagline for Blade Runner fucking sucked. You know, man has made his match, now it's his problem. I mean, that's bad. That's bad. That may be one of the worst movie taglines ever. Alright.
Jesus Christ.
Completed all sequences.
I'm going to hell for
I'm
this
going to get
one.
an okay score, but I shot a couple innocents. Actually, I think I shot one innocent, and I got shot twice, so this is probably not going to be great. I'm still on top. I'm on top. 83 bitches. How about that?
Why is Deckard so low?
Because he never is here.
Oh. God, I'm going to hell for this one.
You keep in bit
Now,
Okay.
That Indian dude says, a Razor Fist live stream? My keyboard is covered in more brown man's cum than an underage Rotherham white girl.
No!
Jesus.
That was a little stiff.
Ground
No pun
floor.
intended. Ooh.
Nice.
Okay, let's go check in with Guza. Tell him we killed a hobo. Oh, wait. We fixed that.
Yeah, we fixed that.
Zero that would interest you, Detective.
Well, you're gonna pull those pistols and whistle Dixie.
Okay, Mr. Guza.
Bryant go on permanent leave and you get full use of the office, Lieutenant?
you know the procedure. Dump it all in the mainframe upstairs and I'll read it later.
You got it. Sorry to bother you, Lieutenant. I was just checking in.
We'll get back out there. Those reps ain't retiring themselves.
Yeah, suicidal targets would make my job a lot easier.
Everybody's got a job, kid.
Can you...
Sorry to bother you.
We'll get back...
Yeah.
Everybody...
Okay, so you can't interrogate him.
Sam Wortherington says, thoughts on John Zorn's Naked City album?
Never heard it.
Oh.
Never heard. What's on the basement floor? Oh, the replicant SJW activist. Oh, I love this.
Save.
Oh, I love this. This is going to be gold.
Asum Justin wants to know real quick.
Hold on.
I'm not the one who makes that decision.
Yeah.
I suppose it's my turn to bear the cross for the cause.
Here we
You're
go.
Spencer Gregorian, right?
No. I really think my lawyer should be here.
I got some more questions for you. Tell me about your protest at Tyrell's plant.
I already told that other detective everything. Under duress.
I want to know about the people who were there. The Rastafarian and the Asian guy with the sunglasses.
I didn't know the Rastafarian. The Asian fellow was one of our ex-members. Izo was his name.
How long did you know him for?
Let's see. I met him about 5 years ago. He seemed so smart and balanced. He really wanted to help the replicant people.
Then what?
He started associating with the more militant factions. I was astounded when I heard he was supplying weapons
Replicantifa?
to some of them.
What kind of weapons?
Guns so new that even the police had hardly used them, I heard.
I got some more questions for you. Lot of people involved in your cause? Spencer?
Yes, sir, we're growing fast.
Yeah, yes, CARS is
As
an
more and more
acronym
people
for
realize that
Citizens
replicants
Against
have cognitive and
Replicant
emotional
Slavery.
legitimacy. The Citizens Against Replicant Slavery will spearhead
There
the
it
movement
is.
towards...
Save the pitch for someone who gives a shit.
We're peaceful people, Detective.
McCoy!
We live by a code that men like you
Gent.
could never understand.
Try me.
2 centuries ago, humans were held in slavery. Brave souls formed an underground railroad.
They were
So,
called
you
Blizzard
helped replicants
employees.
Escape the city.
I'm talking figuratively, Detective.
Sure you are.
We're not children, Detective. We have resources. The world is changing. People are waking up to the injustices perpetrated by a sick society that you have helped...
A lot of them will wake up dead if reps are allowed to run amok on Terra, jerk.
Aw, I can't talk to him. Should I VK his ass?
I mean, you'd think that would have been taken care of already.
Should I VK his ass?
Sure, why not?
Shall we? Let's take a vote, ladies and gentlemen. And don't say body bag.
Asum real
we'll
quick
take care of that later.
wants to know if you've heard of Andrew Yang.
I haven't.
Okay.
I don't know who that is. I need the cook on PBS or...
VK. VK, body bag. Do it. Rig the test.
Yes, you can rig the test.
I'm going to give you a little test.
Here we go.
The other detective, she already tested me earlier.
Oh, you were right.
Uh-huh. Look, I got to check out the equipment, and you're the only stiff around.
I object to this treatment. If you'll just call my lawyer, he'll take care.
Your lawyer would tell you I got the authority to VK the mayor if I want. And he'd have to smile and nod and kiss my butt until I cleared him. So sit down.
Here we go. All right, that's your replicant reaction gauge. That's your human reaction gauge. Let's calibrate the test.
Reaction time is a factor in this, so please pay attention. Where do you live?
3rd sector, uptown.
Nice neighborhood?
Very. Is this going to take long?
Just keep your pants on, Spencer.
Shut the fuck up.
What do you do for a living?
I teach political science.
Of course.
Oh, God.
Of course.
What's your name?
Spencer Gregorian. I really think my lawyer should be here.
Just keep your pants on, Spencer.
Now, is it calibrating it farther this way will turn? Let's really fuck with it. Let's drop him way over here and see what the fuck happens.
Bring me a body bag.
Good timing. Let's start him off slow.
You're crying. Why is that?
Crying? It's nothing to be ashamed of. I might cry for any number of reasons.
I'll bet. A man dressed in rags approaches you on the street and asks for money.
I tried to help him, of course.
Damn, I think I actually made him more human in the result. Shit. Sorry, I failed you all.
You've been drafted into the army. During a boot camp hazing, you're bound, blindfolded, and forced to eat worms.
Hazing's illegal.
Oh, yeah. You're really worried about breaking the law. Wonder why I'm the one on this side
They
of
did
the
predict the future. Hazing being illegal.
Has a long history in our world.
So does genocide, but I ain't out butchering my neighbors. For your anniversary, your spouse gives you a real goldfish.
I donated to a family that couldn't afford
Damn
an
it!
Positive
I
result.
did. I accidentally rigged the test in the
Subject is
opposite
human.
way. That's my
Test
bad.
terminated.
I wanted to be able to waste this fuck.
You keeping busy, pal?
Please.
I failed you all. Let me try that again. See if I can. 'Cause I'm just curious.
Can you actually redo? Or did you load a save?
I asked
You're
Lotus.
Spencer.
No, I.
Okay.
I told
I
Shut up.
I'm sure the people.
All right.
I'm gonna.
VK time. Let's try that again. So, should be the opposite way, actually. Okay. Calibration
Reaction time is a factor in this, so please pay attention. Where do you live?
3rd sector, uptown.
Nice neighborhood?
Very. Is this going to take long?
Just keep your pants on, Spencer.
Okay, let's just veer it on over to here.
What do you do for a living?
I teach political science.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and...
Using the first words that come into your mind, describe your childhood.
Safe. Protected. Loved.
All right. That was a pretty solid human
A man
reaction.
dressed in rags approaches you on the street and asks for money.
I tried to help him, of course. Buy him
Damn it.
dinner or
You're at a restaurant with friends. One of them orders lobster. The chef drops the lobster into the tub of boiling water while you watch.
Are you trying to make me sick?
For your anniversary, your spouse
He's
gives
pretty
you a
far
real
over on the
goldfish.
human side to
I
start
donated
with.
to a family that couldn't afford an animal.
Oh, that was a pretty replicant reaction.
You're 7 years old. You managed to steal several marshmallows from the kitchen and sneak them back to your bedroom. You're caught, and your father spanks you.
Well, it sounds like I deserved it. But my father didn't believe in corporal punishment.
I believe it.
Are you taking any drugs?
No. How does your machine work? Is it a lie detector?
Not exactly. Your verbal responses aren't what's important. Why? You got something to hide, Spencer?
Absolutely not.
What do you think it's like to be a replicant?
Horrible. Frightening.
Why?
They're hunted creatures. Anyone can gun them down without consequence. I'd say that's frightening, wouldn't you?
Alrighty.
You're crying. Why is that?
Crying? It's nothing to be ashamed of. I might cry for any number of reasons.
I'll bet.
Damn. I rigged the test, but I may not have rigged it hard enough.
What's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you?
I'm not answering that.
Damn it. One more.
A teacher calls you stupid in front of the rest of the class.
I try to do better next time.
It's pretty even.
Test terminated.
Damn! Inconclusive.
Wah, wah.
Quack, 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 quack.
That took a while.
I did get a few replicant responses, though. All right.
Let's
roof
push through a few of these.
All right.
Vlad the Kebab Remover says, "Thank you for your videos and research defending MJ amidst the lies. I find it ironic how during the MJ allegations over in the UK, Jimmy Savile was getting away with pedophilia courtesy of the BBC."
Yes, who Dan Reed has a past with. Dan Reed is the director of Leaving Neverland, and he was originally involved in a BBC program called Pedophile Hunter, which also mentioned Michael Jackson, and even though he now claims that he first heard of the Michael Jackson allegations after. So he was caught in a lie. Shock.
Obelisk Titan says, "Marvel Captain, why don't you story..." What?
Proof these things before you start reading them, maybe.
Wow, that is not a sentence. Dude, I'm sorry, but that is poorly structured. But thank you for donating the $7.99. Kartik Isola says, "What's your read on the Trump admin right now? And why is nationalist Twitter freaking out on Trump right now? What did he do?"
I have no idea. Nothing is stuck to him. Michael Cohen basically took his best shot yesterday and rolled a snake eyes all the same. No one's talking about it. I mean, he's sitting pretty on what did it come out yesterday? 3% unemployment. I mean, for fuck's sake. And he's pretty much sitting pretty in the going into the 2020 election as long as he gets the wall built. I've said before.
Who else would be capable of such barbaric acts?
Oh, interesting. I did that on accident. Look, I think at the end of the day, there are certain people who are, and maybe Ann Coulter kicked this up a little bit. There's certain people who almost, like, approached the Trump administration like fucking a kid hopping on Santa Claus's knee. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't get X, Y, and Z, oh, you're going to be considered a failure. When, frankly, you should have been comparing him, and you should be comparing him to what came before, which is year after year, decade after decade of establishment hacks in the presidency who didn't do anything they said they were going to do. Trump could have ended his presidency after the first 2 weeks and been a success in my book, because he signed all those fucking executive orders that basically fulfilled 90% of his campaign promises out of the goddamn gate. Nobody gives him credit for that, including people on the fucking right. He did more than the Obama administration in 1 week than they did in 2 terms. And granted, those are executive orders, so those can be rolled back. But he's also managed to pass a number of those permanently, which is good. And if he's able to push through things like term limits, I notice he's backed off of that, which I'm not a fan of. He's probably waiting until he sees if he can get a second term, because how are you going to get Congress to cooperate on fucking anything if you're talking about term limits dawn to goddamn dusk? But Ted Cruz is pushing it, which is pretty cool. I think, was it Rand Paul was running his mouth? That may be another part of it. Rand Paul has been acting like a retard the last week, which I think is his way of inoculating himself for the future so that he can sort of say, once he runs for president again, hey, I took a stand on this particular issue when everyone else was
future-proofing himself.
Exactly. He does this a number of times, and you're already seeing a lot of other politicians do the same heading into the 2020 election. But yeah, I don't take it that seriously, and you fucking shouldn't either, because no one else is talking about it. People who are, like, politically inclined, I guess, think it's a big deal. But I personally don't.
Jason the Unpopular says, Christ, Deckard, you look almost as bad as that skin job you left on the sidewalk. You could learn from this guy, Gaff.
You're a pretty
He's a
smart-looking cat.
goddamn
Wanna make some money?
one-man slaughterhouse.
Amy Large, you got my rapt attention.
Depends on how much the information's worth.
Unfortunately, my man, I got a bug.
Okay.
You're gonna end up in Japanese hell. A disgrace to
Dynamite
your
dining,
ancestors.
old man. Catch you later.
How do they do it?
Excuse me, pal.
All right. More Run Center clues.
This from your place, isn't it?
Yes, sir. You do Howie favor? Distribute all through our police station?
What's real fresh tonight?
Special shipment of Toro just arrived. I fix you right up. No one else. Clean as a whistle.
You're Prince, Howie.
Clean as a whistle.
Stealth Creations donated 20. Thank you very much, sir. Was looking for a clip on West Euros fleeing to Hungary, and it turned out to be from a French documentary called Hungary, the Promised Land. Have you ever
says
looked
you're a master
into the
chef.
subject?
No.
Seen
Do
the
not come
documentary?
back here.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, bad.
This'll only take a minute.
Well, shit. I have pretty much all the evidence I'm gonna have.
There's a test. It won't take
I think I just have to provoke him. Whoa! Hold on. You can dive...
What's that?
That's what's getting me. You can dive out of the goddamn way.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I fucking forgot you could dive out of the way. Of course, it doesn't matter. It doesn't actually change that much.
Well, I mean, maybe you get a head start.
All right, no killing hobos this time. We'll spare the hobos for once.
Locked.
Locked? No, hold on.
Locked.
What we got here? All right. Maybe I'll talk to the bum.
Totally uninteresting. Yuck.
Nothing?
Not that I can see.
Then the hobo's gone.
Oh. License plate.
Nothing even remotely interesting. I was gonna...
All right.
That Indian dude says, what will...
See you later.
Oh, here we go. What will lonely old white guys do without replicants? Oh, wait. That's why you have Asian women. Even more submissive and even more robotic personalities. Just don't raise cats and dogs as pets. Jesus.
And for God's sakes, cut out their voice box.
Debonair Nerd says, diving out of the way will allow you to gun the chef down when you go into the building.
That's what I thought. You know, when I got to save before that, so why don't I try that? I can save this game in case it's not even that different. That's what I thought. I remembered being able to dive out of the damn way. So we'll do that. We'll do that.
Some dude, Sam, says, speaking of Philip K. Dick, How is the Man in the High Castle book
There's a
compared
test
to the
that won't
TV
take-
series?
Kind of a
There we go. Here he goes, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes. Come on, you little shithead. Did I miss my chance to gun him down?
Big guy's fast, isn't he? Oh shit.
Jesus! Holy God!
Holy shit.
That was a close shave.
Lightning Squad, Rep Unit, Battle of the Gemini. I'd retired a war hero, someone who'd fought for the freedom of the off-world colonists. The poor guy kind of reminded me of one of those Buffalo soldiers, blacks who had killed and died for America, yet weren't allowed to drink alongside whites. And maybe, just maybe, the photograph validated his own existence. I've gotten all I can from that.
Press X to teabag.
Locked.
Yeah, I thought I remembered being able to dive the fuck out of the way. Let's see here. What do we, as far as, oh?
Chill it, man. Just took a wrong turn back there, that's all.
Sure.
Take your business elsewhere.
An excellent idea.
Totally uninteresting. Yeah.
So, did you answer that one? How the book compares to the TV series, Man in the High Castle?
The book is, I mean, fuck. They've been off of the book source material since the midway through the first season. Everything since then they've been making up and pulling out of their ass. So it really is a very different thing. It's a good show. It's honestly a good show, although the new season with the obvious hashtag resist horse shit inserted into it. Yeah, not the biggest fan. I don't think it works as well as the first two personally, but what you gonna do?
This from your...
Yes, sir.
What's
respect? I feel clean.
Your prince.
Okay. Let's see where that leads. Does that just lead right back out, I assume? Oh. Where the fuck does this lead? Aha! Can I go over here? No. Okay, sweet.
Kevin Michael Von Magnum donates again tonight. Thank you, sir. By the way, I'm playing Blade Runner soundtrack, Rain version, on another tab.
Fuck yeah, we would have played
immersion.
We would have played Blade Runner music, but it's copyrighted as fuck, so we'd get immediately taken down or whatever the shit.
J.S. McDurdy says,
Oh,
Dalton.
look! Gaff.
Dalton was the best Bond.
Mr. Gaff. What's this? What's this?
Rumor has it you've been earning your stripes, McCoy.
Working on it.
Keep it up. You just might have a future in this business.
I understand it's got a hell of a retirement plan.
You VK the mark before retirement?
Didn't have to.
That's why they call it the magic.
I'm starting to understand.
You ever retire a human, your career is over. Remember that. I checked with you and...
I've never retired a human, only communists.
Go in pieces, asshole.
Disappeared into thin air. Brian thinks it crashed out in the Kipple.
How many reps we talking about?
Enough. They're Nexus 6s. So don't take too much slack.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, Foulmouth Actual points out that's not Edward James Olmos.
No, definitely not. Which is odd, because you'd figure you wouldn't have a whole lot going on in 1997.
And that donation again was from J.S. McDurdy. Dalton was the best Bond.
McCoy, 88F.
88. Thank you.
James Bursey says, TG, if you start the Discord, the fatwa will end, and you can run the D&D game you keep talking about very easily as well.
All right. We haven't been talking about doing a D&D game. We weren't talking about doing a Battletech game.
Battletech.
What the fuck? I thought I... Hold on. I got a photograph of him.
Drago says, Taryn, you're 2 weeks into your fatwa. Make the Discord. Also, would Razor be open to consulting on a film noir script I'm writing for a short film?
I mean, I guess, if I have time.
You can always contact us on our Discord. Not Discord. No, that's not up yet. Facebook.
Let's see here. I picked up a photo. Moonbus, right? I mean, where else did I get that photo from?
Did you also get the license plate from the dumpster this time? Okay.
License plate, yeah. Right there.
I checked with UNF.
It's some kind of insect. Muddy boots. Guess he...
About 30 counts of animal murder and 1 of aggravated assault.
Serpent21 says, Brianna Rue.
You're gonna end up in Japanese hell. A disgrace to your ancestors.
Brianna Rue says, we need to legislate movie reviews. Can we please drop either the Moon, Movie Bob, or Ellen Page's forehead on her?
Zubin was the first Nexus 6 I'd come up against. There was something in his eyes, an almost primordial desire to live. Most of the 3s, 4s, and 5s I'd seen would just give up when you had them. But these 6s, they were a whole other breed.
All right. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. I won't linger out here because I don't feel like getting copyright claimed, but we probably will be anyways.
I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath. My wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told my wrath. My wrath did grow.
Crank calls were a dime a dozen in this city, and I'd had my share. Still, this guy sounded more like an English teacher than the average scumbag. If I'd been more awake, the message might have spooked me.
Erase and reset.
Center and pullback. Huh?
Stealth Creations comes in with, why are people looking for rock records in Walmart instead of a record store? Because they want a Sabaton of music.
Ow. Ow.
That physically hurt
Razor. I feel like these are orchestrated to be shitty.
Of course they are.
There's a vast shitty pun conspiracy. Oh,
I hope you're all not actually trying.
Got your delivery here, man.
What?
You're ready to look at fat guy ass crack?
Oh, yes.
I know I am.
Hold on.
Yum! Special delivery for Mr. Sterling, man.
Oh no. It's about
I'm floating in a vat of my own bullshit. Just looking for the next incredibly acceptable popular opinion to espouse in a video.
When I say
Hey guys, did you know microtransactions suck?
I'll have you know.
Oh no, don't!
That is totally real.
Things going good at Tyrell Corporation?
Boring. Old man Tyrell's been on a Wagner kick lately. He never shuts up.
You also do outside work?
Sweetie, I never go outside.
Sweetie.
Bad for the glands.
How about Nexus 6? You know a lot about them?
I think you should be going now.
Understand good, it holds deep meaning for me now. Where be your research on Nexus 6? And your test studies, contacts, the works?
Only simulator. Extraterrestrial gravity.
Whoa! Oh, we didn't need that
Gross.
either. I did not need the fat guy taint shot.
They be hosing you off the true life.
Could have
building
done
across
without
town.
that.
Oh, I swear. I don't have anything. If I did,
At least they're not hipster glasses. I mean,
Dying. You tell me something.
Talk to Dr. Tyrell.
Tell me something I don't know.
The organ designers, Miraji, Hannibal Chu, Luther and Lance. They're closer to him than I am.
Where?
DNA row. They're all
but I'm the master race.
You one miserable package man.
No, please, don't.
Where was he hiding that?
Pick up. Hope you aren't camped out there with a bottle of tequila.
Oh, very funny.
Early bird slays the worm, McCoy.
Don't worry.
Retires the worm,
What's the
whatever.
buzz?
One of Tyrell's employees got his fat face splattered all over the marble interior of the Tyrell building.
Inside?
That's right. But we also got a sweet little break on it. Tyrell's surveillance system recorded the whole
Really, a break-in
shebang.
2.
Beautiful. How many perps?
Just one. I don't know if it's related to the Runciter deal or not. Tyrell security will have the disc for you when you get there. You'll be good, killer.
All right, continuing. C Trouble says, "Who still shops at GameStop?"
You're not wrong, bro.
Eyes of the Wolf says, "What are the benefits of the women's suffrage movement again?"
Yeah, no shit. Absolutely nothing. Huh!
Your floor number, please.
I'm not sure what this one means. Kevin Michael von Magnum says, "Wishing Eve puts the horse down behind the barn."
Oh, he means beating Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's ass.
Oh.
Aw.
Their fucking teeth.
I'd say she could eat corn through a chain link fence, but we both know she's a socialist and there's no corn.
Uzi Patrol says, "They say you braid runner." Godspeed, Razor.
Godspeed, motherfucker. Are you ready to go to Tyrell?
Let's fucking
Gosh,
do it.
I hope in 20 years some hipster with a man bun isn't over here.
Mr. Mosby
with a
says,
jittery, stuttering way of talking that substitutes for acting talent.
Mr. Mosby says real quick, Razor Fist T Boogie 2024.
McCoy, LPD.
Just a minute.
Where do I go?
Grab test on the east wing, 66th floor. Here's the footage from the security cameras. You get a pretty good look at the man's face.
How'd he get past you guys?
He pretended to be a delivery man. Dr. Eisenduler ordered in a lot, so it didn't seem unusual.
Daily reminder that this game is canon and
questions for you
2049
later on.
isn't.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Is that true?
In my world, it is.
Ah, fuck.
One more thing.
I've told you everything I know, Detective. I gotta work. These monitors don't watch themselves.
Yeah, it's a tough
Okay,
gig.
so the guy makes it through security, but what about the Uzi he's packing?
Yeah, no shit. He started in his urethra.
One more thing.
I've told you everything. I gotta.
Yeah.
All right.
Rui Vasquez says, "Taryn, I heard you like Irish cream and white Russians. You will also enjoy banana bombers and blue balls. Or you can just come out of the closet."
He enjoys Irish cream. He likes to wash. He likes to wash down his 6-inch spicy Italian with some Irish cream.
Yes.
He prefers the foamy head.
Beyond Cynical says, "Hey Razor, I'm currently writing a script based on your pitch for a Shadow movie. By combining The Living Shadow and Gangdom's Doom.
Nice.
I know we legally can't do anything with it, but I thought it would be a cool little project."
The Living Shadow is... The Living Shadow might actually be public domain. I know the stories themselves are public domain, but the characters and trademarks are still trademarked. Thank you, Disney Corporation. That makes a lot of fucking sense. Basically, Disney filed litigation a long time ago, created a precedent where trademarks can essentially...
I want to know about bears and rabbits. What are they?
Trademarks can essentially last forever, while the text of a given story is technically public domain after...
That's weird.
It's retarded. Well, it's... Public domain, I think, starts how many years after an author's death?
Oh, shit. Is it like... I want to say somewhere between 50 and 80. I don't think it's a century.
And Walter B. Gibson, sadly, he died in 1985.
Right.
So it'll be a while.
Because it's still relevant, we're going to skip right to it. Andrew Kelly donates $20. Thank you very much. That's a truth that deserves cash. $20.49, not canon.
Nice!
It was a Tyrell sales brochure for the Nexus series. The kind of glossy hype that ends up littering the floor at trade shows. This one was for last year's infamous Lolita model.
Ugh.
A big hit with the all-important dirty old man market.
Oh, boy. Yee.
And I was close.
There's a special order from a Dusty.
I was close. People are
was
saying
shaped
it's
like
70
an insect.
years.
I didn't know much about jewelry,
70
but
years,
it looked
yeah.
like junk to me. Like the cheap crap sold at the stands and shops of Anemoid Row.
What do we have here?
Someone had tried to access a bunch of protected files on the Tyrell network and failed. Not just once, but a dozen times. Tyrell engineers might forget their passwords, but what would the GravLab boys need with replicant DNA sequences and incept dates?
Anything else that I can see? Oh, nothing. Let's get in there and survey the wreckage, shall we?
Jesus.
Oof.
I seen worse, but not by much.
Learn anything?
You could strain him through a sieve.
I'd seen more dead animals than live ones in the last 24 hours, and now it was dogs. 3 of them. I thought about Maggie and nearly threw up.
Oh, you shot the dog, too?
Maybe it belonged to that other cop who was up here. The babe with the shades and the
piece of
cigarettes.
Ain't her style. Call her babe to her face, you're liable to end up with a severe limp. You spot anything you think I ought to know about, tell me.
Absolutely.
The dog collar has a name on it. Ricky, maybe? A takeout box from Kingston Kitchens. I'd seen more, and now I thought about... Obviously, he'd been killed with an explosive, and not just because he'd been plastered on the wall with 1,000 strokes. The detonator wire I pulled out of his skull told the whole story, but I wondered why the killer didn't just shoot him. You spot anything you think I ought to...
Absolutely.
I need... There's got to be camera footage. But I'm not seeing a camera.
Disgusting.
I feel like I'm missing something. Wait, I think you... Yeah.
Eisendaler had used his dog's name as a password. The Tyrell brass wouldn't be too happy if they knew I was snagging a copy of their files, but someone had wanted him bad enough to kill Eisendaler, so I figured they must be worth having.
You're fucking investigating his murder. I think you're allowed. Or I would think you should be. See if there's an unmolested Subway sandwich.
And now I thought...
Where's the... There's gotta be a camera. Maybe it...
Disgust.
thought that was a camera up there, but it doesn't look like it. Let's get up here.
Is now a good time for questions?
Yeah.
Mercenary X21 says, I apologize if voice recognition fouls up again, but given that I started to watch before you kills the hobo, I wonder, did anyone make a Sabaton joke? Or are they going to call out people for making Motorhead the new Sabaton for the stream?
I would have no problem with that.
Lagging behind again?
Guza didn't say anything about me working with a partner.
Oh, in a pig's ass, Slim. No, I'm following up on my own. Could be it's linked to this Tyrell debacle.
Okay.
You take a look at this crime scene?
Yeah, it's a real doozy, Slim. Worse than watching Guza eat. Make sure you skip a meal before you go up.
No, I'm still...
All right. Can I... Does he have maybe a disc or... Ah, here we go.
Do you know anything about Tyrell's computer system?
Security's tight as a drum, if that's what you're asking.
Somebody tried to access restricted data from the terminal in Dr. Eisendoller's office.
But they couldn't get in.
Yeah. Looks like Dr. Tyrell keeps his files safer than he keeps his employees. You know if anyone lost an earring like this one lately?
Not one of the employees, that's for sure. The boss enforces a strict dress code around here.
How did Eisendoller's moo-moo fit in?
Yeah, you know, company rules only apply to the lesser mortals.
Would you consider that a moo-moo, really? It was really more like a boat tarp.
No, that was...
How do I get in to see the big boss?
You don't, unless he wants to see you.
Okay. How do I make him want to see me?
Well, you could call his personal assistant.
Who is?
Don't know, offhand.
Yeah, I get the picture. You friendly with Eisendoller?
Most of the employees I see coming in morning and night, but...
And you go in pieces, asshole.
I think it had something to do with the air outside, and the germs. I once heard him complain about it.
Smart. What was his job?
Grub test chief engineer. The lab runs tests to see how a replicant would perform in different...
I really wish Tyrell would have looked like this on the inside in the new movie.
One of the other engineers could tell you more.
Not like a great big bunker with weird fucking water lights on the fucking ceiling for no reason.
So, in the first scene on the stairs, where you see that, I thought, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
but then
like the
when you
20th
walk
time.
in and it's everywhere, like, fuck that, come on.
It was so dumb. It's, you know, Ridley Scott used that effect in one, maybe two scenes. Oh, let's see here.
Jake Downey says, Rob Pott did all the great 90s stuff before the rest of the 90s. Rob P.O.T., maybe? Do you know who that is?
Nope.
But thank you for your donation.
You spot anything you...
Absolutely.
Oh, well, I don't know. One would think you would get a security cam disc or something, but...
You're gonna end up in Japanese
Let's see
hell.
here.
A disgrace to your ancestors.
What, Eisendoller murder. Let's
quickly, Jake Downey donated again and says, Dad told me not to duck up.
It was
Now
a
I have
Tyrell
to be on
sales
top.
brochure for the Nexus series. The kind of
What?
Okay, no. I did get the Tyrell security footage. We're good. Okay. Nice. We're set. Let's go back to my place, because he did mention something about some of the evidence, not wanting to give it to the cops. This is one of the interesting things about the Blade Runner PC game. You can decide whether to enter your evidence into the mainframe or just conceal it and keep it for yourself.
Interesting. And sadly, programmers are too lazy to do it nowadays.
Yeah.
Apartment
McCoy, 88F.
You've got two Espers. You got an Esper machine at Police HQ where you can drop your evidence in, or you can use the one at your apartment and keep it to yourself.
Here you go, baby. Dinner time.
Get the fuck away from me, dog.
Dario says, if Goldwater had won the presidency in the 60s, what do you think he would have done about the Vietnam War?
I think he would have...
photographs to Kaya database.
I definitely think he either would have... Goldwater's consistent message over the course of that presidential campaign and even before that was shit or get off the pot. If you're going to be committed to the Vietnam War, then you just have to win it and then move on. So it would have either been pulling out completely and divorcing from the entire affair entirely long before LBJ would have, or he would have fucking nuked Vietnam and moved on. It would have been one or the other. And I think either option would have been better than what we wound up doing. Is that the Chihuahua? Oh. God damn it. Yeah. It's the Yo Quiero Taco Bell dog. Here we go.
Holy shit. That
Yep.
zoom in.
Dog collar has a name on it. Ricky, maybe? Give me a hard copy of that.
It says Stedman on it. This is odd. Oh, can we... Any significance to the gun? One would think the gun would be pertinent evidence here.
Rusty Shackelford says, I said hello to Brie Larson offset. My court date is next Monday.
Did you dare to interview her while having a penis? Now this I know about. You can like zoom around. He's got something behind his back or in his hand or something. Is it over here? Yes. This I know about. Ooh, Toblerone.
That's some bullshit.
Give me a hard copy of that.
It's an explosive Toblerone. We have...
David NS84 says, you know what's hilarious? AOC keeps trying to do the sassy Latina act when she's whiter than TG. On a side note, I'm pretty sure TG's basic model pleasure replicant is his waifu body pillow. How dare you? Dario donates again and says, when do you estimate your radio show will be up and running? Looking forward to it.
It's a podcast.
The earring was shaped like an insect. I didn't know much about jewelry, but it looked like junk to me.
Oh,
like
there
the
it
cheap
is.
crap sold at the stands and shops of Anemoid Row. Give me a hard copy of that.
Those earrings get around. Okay. Anything else? Maybe some of the debris?
Spaz Badger says, have you tried reading the Deathstalker series?
Never read it. Never given it a chance. Oh. Takeout box.
What do you see?
Takeout box. Yes, sir.
The camera turned. Did you see that?
A takeout box
Of course.
from Kingston Kitchens. Give me a hard copy of that.
It takes an infrared image of the entire room when it takes a picture. It's the future.
Well,
zoom in on the Papa John's box. If you look really closely, you can see them throwing their own CEO under the bus. No? It is pizza.
Half-eaten pizza. Jesus. Walkia Lion donates 20. Thank you very much. I've been looking up a lot of games being made lately.
Yeah?
Subnautica, Wasteland 3, Phoenix Point, Battletech, Dex, Hellsci. So many games I can't keep up. It's a good time to be a gamer if you don't care about AAA games.
Well, Battletech's already out.
Yeah.
But they got the big Urban Warfare expansion going on that I can't fucking wait for.
Yeah, check it out.
I'm excited about
Your
that.
floor number, please.
Sam Wetherington says, thoughts on Chinatown by Roman Polanski.
A little overrated, but still a very, very good film. I like
decent,
that movie.
Decent.
I like that movie. The one I still need to see, it's on Amazon Prime right now, is the sequel.
There's a sequel to Chinatown?
Yeah, The Two Jakes.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think Jack Nicholson pushed for it to be made, and I think he might have had a hand in making it himself. Or
Wow,
something.
really?
Yeah, I forget.
I did not know that.
Oh, let's see. Any evidence that I've picked up? How about I go talk to Guza, and then I'll go run down to Animoid Row.
Oh, here we go. Mersh asks, what are your thoughts on Lords of Chaos? That movie about mayhem.
I talked about this before. It's based on a terrible book. I don't know why Jonas Åkerlund agreed to make it, except maybe he's hard up for cash. Jonas Åkerlund is a music video director. You'd probably know him best from that Prodigy music video, Smack My Bitch Up. But he works on Lady Gaga videos and shit now. He's very, very famous as a music video director. But he used to be the drummer for Bathory. He was the founding drummer, one of the founding members of Bathory. And the thing is, if you read the Lords of Chaos book, it gets tons of details about Bathory specifically wrong. And here's the most fucked up part of it. Quorthon, a Bathory, was so pissed by all the inaccuracies, like they got his name wrong, like where he was from, the year the band came out. They got all that shit so wrong, he actually called up the authors of the book and was like, hey, motherfucker, you got this wrong, you got that wrong, you got this wrong, and I got receipts to prove all of it. They did another version of the book. They didn't correct any of those mistakes. And now a founding member of Bathory is directing a shitty fucking movie that's basically a crime fiction film about Varg killing Euronymous. And I think there's some shit about Faust killing the gay guy and Lillehammer at the Olympics that year or whatever the fuck. But pretty much, mostly, it's basically the book that created the personality cult of Varg Vikernes. It's absolutely shameful that he would agree to that, knowing that Quorthon hated this fucking book. Like, what in the fuck is he doing being involved with it? So I take issue with the movie existing at all. I hate the fucking book. It's terrible. You know, the so-called metal expert that was involved in it was like a session drummer for one fucking band. You know, he played on like 2 songs, you know what I mean? And suddenly is an expert on black metal. The whole thing's fucking bullshit. I mean, the book itself, I understand Varg Vikernes hates it because it doesn't give his version of events. But the truth is, like, it created his personality cult. The entire reason he has a YouTube channel and is in any way relevant is because the Lords of Chaos, like, slavered all over his nuts. They were negative about him, but they also obsessed about him in the book. I mean, they interview other key subjects. Like, I don't even know if they have an interview with Kronos. And Quorthon was alive when the book came out, and I'm pretty sure they didn't interview Quorthon either. They don't interview Tom Angel Ripper or anybody involved with Sodom or any first wave black metal bands. They don't talk to Merciful Fate. They don't talk to any of these bands. But they have 2 or 3 exhaustive interviews with Varg Vikernes. Like, he's this hugely important figure in fucking black metal. And the truth is, he wasn't an important figure in black metal at the time when the book was fucking published. The entire reason he has his personality cult is because of this fucking book. It's garbage. Terrible book, terrible movie.
McCoy. Hey, you killed anyone yet?
All right.
The movie is pretty controversial in the metal community, is how that ends.
Because it's based on a book that's complete crap.
Right.
Oh, what's this?
We get a new weapons shipment?
Hello. Weapon shipment. I was going to talk to Guza, but that's an appetizing little discovery there.
Black Bull says, I asked my North Korean friend how it was there. He said he couldn't complain.
Ray McCoy. Bryant finally let you play with the big boy.
My clearance.
You bet.
Don't leave home with
Steel's been.
I thought
I ain't
poor.
Yeah, I know. Shut up. We already talked about this. What's this? Is this it?
We get a new weapons shipment?
Yeah, Guza requisitioned a couple of cases for the assault teams.
Let me guess. He's planning on taking out a small city.
Lieutenant's a big believer in overkill.
It's a good band.
I've gotten all I can from...
Well?
That weapon...
Why? You got a pressing need to rummage through my private files?
Yeah, I forgot you were keeping your lacy underthings in there. Look, Jack, I just want to see what they're charging for a crate of rifles these days.
Too damn much if you ask me. Especially at the rate the assault teams are losing them. I guess there ain't no harm in it.
Ha.
You keeping...
Nah.
Can I...
I've gotten all I...
I can't get an ammo upgrade? I thought you got an ammo upgrade from that for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly not part of the environment. You can't interact with it at all.
Maybe it's the shooting range I have to go through first? Yeah, probably. Let's save, and then I'll do the shooting range one more time. That'll give us a chance to answer some questions.
Sure.
Maybe I'll try not to kill any innocent women with babies in their hands this time.
Hit the lock, Jack.
I guess there ain't no harm in it.
Nobody messes with Adam, we says. Follow up on Saturday's question.
What's up?
Do any of you find it hilarious that modern leftists support and defend Islam, then shit on Christianity and Judaism?
Yeah. Which is... Oh, God. Do you follow the Imam of Peace on Twitter at all?
No. I mean, when you retweet him, I see it. But other than that,
there's this
no.
great picture he retweeted. God damn it, I just got shot. There's this great picture he retweeted of it's like a library. It looks like in front of a courthouse or a library, like a big staircase. And there's a Muslim couple. And they're sitting way across from, just a normal Western couple. And the Western couple are just wearing normal, casual outfit. And the Muslim couple are they're covered in head to toe in Middle Eastern regalia. The wife is you can't even see her face. She looks like a Jawa from Star Wars. You're and his caption was separated by 4,000 years.
Someone should Photoshop in a kid sitting next to him, but it's actually a Jawa with the glowing eyes and everything. Let's see. Sam Wortherington says, thoughts on David Lynch's Blue Velvet?
That's pretty good. From what I understand, it served as the basis for the Michael Jackson video for Who Is It?
Rural Ascetic says, loved your work for 5 years, man. I was wondering if you've thought of doing a video defending the original Blade Runner. I think if...
Defending?
Yeah, I think
does a masterpiece need defending?
I think it and Ridley Scott get unnecessarily trashed here and there. Really?
Oh, that's true. That's absolutely true, although I don't think the film does.
I mean, maybe now, but
no.
Blade Runner?
What you have mostly is a bunch of 2049 fanboys that can't own up to the film's immutable fucking faults that overcompensate by trashing the first movie.
God, you can just cut 30 minutes off of that film.
You could... Oh, easy.
You know what? I'm tempted to do it myself.
Someone should chop up that movie. The watchable cut. Anything. So much unnecessary padding, unnecessary subplots.
David NS84 says, do you think Trump will get the wall built?
There's no reason he shouldn't be able to. The question is what the consequences will be. Will it hurt his party? Will it hurt him? I don't think it would, personally, because if you're looking at polling data, support for the wall is up. And funny, it seems like the more Democrats fight it, the more popular it gets, too. He has to be canny about it. He almost has to wait for the Democrats to shoot themselves in the foot hard enough that he can get it built whether he goes through Congress or not, you know what I mean? And immediately retains public support. Trump's been very good about that with other things in the past, like the tax cut and so forth.
Mercenary X21 says, speaking of Trump, I've been following Canon on QAnon on 8chan, and I can say that the stuff there is scary, just how mathematically impossible things are getting. Seems Trump has a plan, and the military is backing him. Did you know they are expanding Gitmo?
I was not aware.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about any of that. Like, people talk about QAnon, and I'm like,
I
what?
know that a lot of QAnon stuff has turned out to be bullshit.
And apparently QAnon has been multiple people.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. Gara Schneider says, thoughts on the work print version of Blade Runner? We actually discussed that
we
already.
talked about it a little bit earlier. I like it. It's it's kind of like... Ooh, that was an instant, man. It's kind of like a... it's less like a director's cut, and it's more almost like a behind-the-scenes in a weird way. Because it's just got scenes that aren't in any other version. It's got that temp score for the movie. Speaking of which, that was one of the things 2049 was sorely lacking, was Vangelis.
Yeah.
And what in the fuck? There was no excuse for Vangelis not to do the score. None. He's still making music. He made an all-new Blade Runner score in 2007.
Yeah, they could have easily just used that.
He made a fucking album completely of all new original Blade Runner music. Go check it out. It's in the, what is it, the 35th anniversary soundtrack or whatever.
And think about...
He can still do the business. It was a better soundtrack than what we got in the final fucking film, which was like a bad facsimile of Vangelis, courtesy of some synthwave douchebag. No, it was Hans Zimmer and some other nameless tool.
Dude, think about this. How many artists would have jumped at the chance to have their piece featured in that movie?
I'm still upset Hans Zimmer has any Blade Runner credit at all.
Yeah.
Talk about
he should never have touched that.
Talk about a guy whose work has not aged well. And I mean his modern work. Like his older work is pretty fucking cool. I really enjoy his score for Black Rain. God, I hate.
But yeah, the work print version is great. K. Pitt says, the sailor was with a hoe, said, how am I doing? She said, you're about 3 knots. You know what's that?
What?
Not hard, and not getting your money back.
What?
Oh. That was a really poorly worded joke. Or maybe I just fucked it up. I mean, both are possible.
Come on. There we go.
And very likely.
Oh, there we go. Bitch.
Only Caleb says, if they made a movie about your life, what actor would you want to play you? Don't pick Dennis Miller. Too obvious.
That'd be dull as fuck. Humphrey Bogart's reanimated corpse.
Kikagizumi says, I'm going to try and run Battletech RPG for my friends.
Nice.
And when I watched your intro to Battletech, you mentioned a box set that I can't find anymore.
Well, they have a new version of it now.
Oh, hold on. One, are those tabletop rules or the board game rules?
Those are the introduction, the introductory box set. That's just BattleTech, the tabletop game.
Okay.
But you can the RPG is its own distinct thing. You can just play the RPG by itself and not plug BattleTech in it. But the great thing about the MechWarrior RPG is that you can plug the tabletop game into it. So you could be using MechWarrior, and then when you go into a combat scenario, instead of using the RPG rolls and being like, oh, I do this and I do that, and you roll the normal dice, or maybe don't even roll dice, just, some people role play without that. But instead of doing that, you would actually then move over to tabletop BattleTech and plug your characters and all of their stats into the pilot's seat, which would directly affect the tabletop game, which is really, really, really fucking cool. It's probably one of the coolest things about BattleTech when you play it as a role-playing game.
And maybe you can help him find that.
It's brand new.
Yeah.
It's on Catalyst Game Labs just released it. It's called BattleTech: The Game of Armored Combat, and then there is a less expensive beginner's box set that I forget what that at, like $30. It's really not bad. It's really not bad. The full one is more expensive, but you get more mechs with it. I think you get more play mats. They have the redesigned mechs as well, which is really cool.
Gareth Schneider says, do either of you listen to the No Agenda podcast? I've never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Dylan Killen says, leave the Sabaton jokes to me, younglings. By the way, who do you think is the top 3 fantasy writers?
Top 3. Well, I mean, this is all subjective, but for me, not just in terms of influence, but my personal enjoyment, I would put L. Frank Baum really close to the top. He's so much more influential than people give him credit for. You know, everybody knows Wizard of Oz as like the Judy Garland musical. No one really gives the books the credit they deserve in American literature and in fantasy literature. So I'd put him up there. I would put Robert E. Howard up there, definitely. Which, by the way, interesting fact, Walter B. Gibson, the writer of The Shadow, his favorite writer was L. Frank Baum. His favorite mystery writer was Raymond Chandler. But, and then probably 3... You know, either Tolkien or... For me, it would not be Tolkien. It would be Brian Jakes. But that's just my personal canon. I really like Brian Jakes' novels.
And top 3 sci-fi writers.
Sci-fi. Well, we're playing one. Philip K. Dick would be... Holy shit, would he be high up there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. What about...
Robert Heinlein's another one I would throw up there.
I know a lot of people find Isaac Asimov a little dry.
You know... I don't know if I'd say William Gibson. I think he's pretty overrated.
Bradbury?
I like...
Bradbury?
I'm not a big fan of most of his popular novels, but Orson Scott Card is very good. Let's see here. Alan Dean Foster's another one. Fellow Arizonan, by the way.
And
whoop.
Also, Taryn, listen to Sabaton, damn it.
He's used Sabaton in videos. Actually, he tried to put Sabaton in a video recently, and it got copyright claimed immediately, so I had to edit it out.
Yeah, goddamn. My intro to that video was so goddamn good.
Because what is fair use?
Spencer
YouTube is so far over the cliff with the copyright strikes at this point. It's ridiculous. They just recently rolled out an update for their copyright ID, which means, you know, as little as 5 seconds of a fucking song, even when chopped up, will trip the Content ID system. It is a fucking laugh riot.
Where did I leave off? I lost it. Oh, here it is. Spencer Browning says, ever play Star Wars Force Commander?
Never. There's so many great Star Wars games, but boy, have you seen the comparison chart of how many games were released under LucasArts and how many have been released since EA took over the Star Wars license? Like, it's night and day. It's night and day. And a huge amount of the EA ones have since been canceled. All right. You're not an innocent. That is a gun, shithead. Turn around, bitch.
Howling Fang donates $20. Thank you very much.
Thanks, bro.
A solid Godspeed on your recent Leaving Neverland rebuttals. MJ
It's
is
pretty
innocent.
crazy. It still weirds me out. I mentioned at the beginning of the thing. Sorry to cut you off, but I mentioned at the beginning of the stream. It weirds me out that I did that video before I'd even seen it, and it wound up. There was so little evidence presented in the documentary that that I literally don't need to make another video. If I don't want to make part 3, I really don't have to.
Yeah.
Pretty much every argument has been addressed. Really, there's only 2 claims I would say.
Daddy, and what does he do?
There's really only 2 claims I would say that are so-called new, and they're actually variants of things that were already claimed in Victor Gutierrez's book, which, as we've already established, was sued for slander in 1997 and lost, and Gutierrez fled the country to avoid paying the $1.2 million or whatever it was.
I don't know how people don't realize that most of the things they're saying happen is directly from his book.
Yeah, he's Safe Chuck in particular. His accusations, which so many people find more credible than Wade Robson's, are the ones that are copied like word for word from Victor Gutierrez's book, which incidentally the website MJ Facts is the exact same way. They copy unironically entire passages from Victor Gutierrez's book. This is a guy who had to flee the country because he lost a lawsuit against Michael Jackson. He claimed he had a videotape of Michael showering with Wade Robson. And or no, he claimed he had a videotape of him molesting, was it Brett Barnes in the shower? Or Wade Robson, that he derived that from the maid's testimony, which the maid completely cratered under cross-examination in 2005 and admitted she only saw the silhouette of one man in the shower, which was Michael Jackson. Basically, she admitted that she was meat-gazing Michael Jackson. She was spying on him in the shower, which is creepy as shit. But, yeah, so those accusations hold up to fucking scrutiny.
Continuing.
Let's get up here.
MJ is innocent. Fuck everyone who thinks otherwise. Hopefully, he can one day rest in peace, in total peace. Other than that, thoughts on Sabaton's Coat of Arms album?
You keep.
I was glad to see, by the way, Paris Jackson basically finally break the silence and mention the ridiculous movie. What did she say? Something to the effect of, I don't know why they think they're going to be able to tear him down. Like, this is an icon. You're not going to be able to. Like, he's going to outlive all these media organizations and shit. Like, she's totally right. She's bang on fucking right. All right.
Oh, Sabaton's Coat of Arms album?
Haven't listened to it.
Okay. And thank you again, Howling Fang. That was very generous. Debonair Nerd says, I heard that one of the last things Keith Flint and Luke Perry ever listened to before their untimely deaths was one of Dylan Killen's Sabaton jokes.
Really? I heard he had said he had information that could lead to Hillary Clinton's arrest. That's odd. Strangest thing.
Jim Sterling in a mankini says,
oh, why would you?
Hey, Razor, have you ever seen Life on Mars? It's about a 2006 Manchester cop who time travels to 1973 and for some reason wants to go back to the present.
They're no good companion. But fish are good. I have every kind of fish for you. Blowfish, dorado, miniature sailfish. Very friendly.
Looks like we're shy one.
Oh, yeah.
Fish just as good as dog.
You brought too many.
Nice. You might want to skip to that one.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Is it safe to talk?
Yes.
Okay. Wyman Taylor donates 75.
Holy
Dude,
shit.
Thank you so much. Sup, Razor? No question. I just wanted to donate and say thanks for all you do, in particular, your political work. Hollywood was always read as excellent, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate your work.
Yep, and
keep up with the good fight, my man.
And it gets those kind of videos, those are the ones that, like, you're not sure if you should do it because you're gonna get a whole lot of shit before you do it. Kind of like when I was working on the wall video, I felt the same way. I was like, I'm not sure anyone's interested in this, or I should talk about it. Those usually wind up being the ones that people like longer term.
But yeah, if you liked it, We based a shirt on it.
Oh, yeah, we did. We have a Hollywood Was Always Red shirt. I totally forgot about that. That T Boogie designed.
Yep. Pretty proud of that one. It's on T Public, yes?
Yes, sir.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Oh, yes, and Jim Sterling in a mankini finishes off with, also, RIP John English, 1949 to 2016.
Hey guys, I'm back, taking over Razor's mic again. This
Really?
is potty
Why?
break
Why
number 2.
are you here? Where did he go?
Oh, he went to the bathroom again after denying that he has the bladder of a 2-year-old. I tell no lies.
Nothing.
Shut the fuck up. You try having a whole large iced coffee and a full bottle of water and not peeing like a racehorse. It's not my fault I like to stay hydrated.
Jake Downey says, Dad told me not to duck up. Now I have to be on top. He said that again. That's twice now. I don't get it.
Might I interest you in a snake lover one?
Oh.
Not today, thanks.
Okay.
You know anything about insects?
I regret that I do not, noble one, save that I feed them to my snakes.
Ugh.
You do what?
Artificial ones, of course. The safeguards in the design of my snakes would not allow them to swallow a real insect.
I assume that this insect is already extinct.
They all died after the war, yes.
So the fakes must be pretty expensive.
If bought in bulk, the price is acceptable. They do not need to eat them, of course, but the added realism is worth every penny. Have you ever seen such craftsmanship?
Right now I'm more interested in the insect.
Perhaps you should ask the Peruvian woman next door. She's an expert on such things and will cut a wonderful deal to friends.
Oh, sure.
You're letting me loose?
Interesting fact about Blade Runner: The Final Cut. I don't know how many people are aware of this. The scene where Deckard interrogates the snake guy. I forget what his name was.
I forget too.
The snake guy. The lips, the dialogue was changed at the 11th hour after they filmed the scene. So they just looped in different dialogue, and it was really obvious in the original cut of the film that his lips were not matching the dialogue. So they actually, with CGI, they got his son, Harrison Ford's son, to speak the actual dialogue, and then they actually like CG'd his mouth onto Deckard. It was actually really well done. You really don't notice it. That's the kind of CG I like. The little touch-ups that aren't really noticeable. I thought the final cut of Blade Runner handled computer-generated imagery pretty well. Let's see here. Earring.
This your work?
Ah, the dragon.
Dragon?
See? Anosoptera. Dragonfly late of the American South Swampland.
You sell jewelry with dragonflies?
Item like that, very special significance. Very rare, senor. Estate item, and most likely part of large collection. Person must have plenteous money to obtain.
Plenteous money!
More than I can afford.
You try Hawker's Circle. Might want to try for this. With luck, you may find.
If this is from a collection, I'm also looking for the other pieces.
I make you a deal. I found out where to get dragonfly jewelry. Then, you buy a piece, right? For special lady friend? You come back later.
Oh, silly.
I'll do that.
I only fuck dogs.
Take care,
What?
Chasing the dragon.
That was nice and isolated, guys, wasn't it?
Handsome man like you has lady friend, of course.
All my girl cares about is food and love.
Oh, how romantic.
What is this girl's name?
Maggie.
Maggie. Ah,
They call her the Iron Lady.
it's perfect, is it not?
Oh, sure, why the fuck not?
It's kind of ugly, but you talked me into it.
All right. Can I go over here, or is there anything else to talk to him about?
I need to ask you. Certainly the LPD must have better things to do than to question a humble merchant over and over again about the same things. Why aren't you out arresting criminals like that disreputable Bob fellow?
Bob?
He owns the armament shop up the street. He's insane, number one, insane. He takes peculiar pleasure in agitating all the vendors around here. I cannot even go out for a Shisco without worrying.
Sounds like
whether
my kind of
Bob
dude.
is going to sabotage my snakes.
Thanks for your time.
All right.
Pixelation says,
let's get
F14 on Wednesday. Are you ready?
Ooh, I forgot about that. I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Also, have you heard any of the pretty awesome OST by Meteor already released?
No, I haven't. No.
Remind me again, F14.
Oh, this loops around back to Runcitters.
Oh, the plane for the...
Yeah, the DCS expansion.
Testicular Tactics says, just got off work after a shitty day.
Let's get in here.
Or asshole district managers were in my store sucking each other's dicks and blocking our ability to get things
Got
done.
a 45 blaster under your coat, or you're just happy to be here?
I'll finish this up.
They ought to be. They're the only organs.
I wasn't aware Devin Townsend was a gun merchant.
Ray McCoy.
Is that a skullet?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
That is a fierce skullet.
How come I never heard of you?
I just got assigned.
Yeah, I'm kind of buddies with Davy Holden. How's he doing?
Word is he's gonna be okay.
That skin job must have been pretty
Take
damn
your
quick
damn
in my
clothes
day.
He'll be back on the job soon.
That one does not pop up nearly enough. Not nearly enough. Oh my. Ooh, can I VK this guy? Ooh.
You got any decent ammo for my
Yes.
piece?
You mean the good stuff? Because I know them police issue spitballs just don't cut it.
Not these days.
No shit.
Yeah, I know how it is. If you want to drop a skin job, you need a little extra oomph. I got a few clips around here somewhere. If you got the chin yen for it.
Okay, let's have it.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely. Real quick, remind me. Was it there's some sort of in-world lore about how Deckard's gun is like unique and higher caliber than like standard police
It's a
issue?
private piece. It's not standard police issue.
Yeah.
It's kind of antiquated, actually, from what I understand. He's kind of like Dirty Harry in that he has a non-standard piece that he prefers. You know, you can tell it looks outdated. It's like a futuristic revolver, basically. I would kill to have a firing one of those. I would kill for it.
You should send. You've already posted pictures though of the replica you have, right?
Yeah, I have a replica of Deckard's blaster. It came with the It came with the So Blade Runner 2049 was such a world-rending success, it didn't even release the special edition Blu-ray in America because it wouldn't have fucking sold because it bombed. So I had to send away to Glorious Nippon. I had to get the Japanese special edition because it came with Deckard's blaster as a replica. That's how great the movie was. They had to ride the past glory of the previous film.
Lieutenant Dude says it's a 5-shot revolver that's chambered in 5.56. Is that true?
Something like that. It's a Mannlicher. It's really, really cool. Let's see here. Shell casing. Ooh!
Ever see shell casings like these?
Oh, where'd you find these? They're from an Ender. I ain't seen one of these babies in hell, maybe 2-3 years.
Somebody shot up Runciter's shop with one.
Sucker had it coming. I'm sure of that.
Why's that?
Brunson is always putting on those airs like he's better than everybody else. But he'll do anything for a buck. Sell anything to anybody. That's where I draw the line. If it's suspicious, it's out of here. Got no place at Bullet Bob's.
You know anyone who might sell Ender rifles?
There's one other guy around here who dips into that stuff. Got a pawn shop down the street. Goes by the name of Ezo.
Oh, there's that
But
name
who knows
again.
what the real title is.
Ezo, huh? Sounds like you don't like him.
Ezo's okay. He's run the green pawn for a while. We're friendly competitors, I guess. But I don't appreciate his politics.
Yeah?
Rumors, that's all they are. I was out there, Ray. I did my time. 3.5 years worth. And I can tell you, Rep's got no business being down here on Earth, okay?
Yeah. Earth don't deserve him.
Tell me about it. We got standards to uphold down here.
All right.
Hey, check out the man's database. Is that the standard model?
What, the Kaya? Yeah, it's department issue.
I could fix it up for you. Make it not quite so freaking standard, if you get my drift.
Ooh.
What for?
Hey, Ray, relax. I'm your pal, ain't I? You
I
don't have to step soft around me. The department's been infiltrated, right? That's the only way Davy could have been taken out like he was.
Holden is good. No question.
When you hook into the main frame, you always give them everything. But you don't always want them to know what you know. 'Cause then they'd know, you know? What do you say?
Sounds like a plan.
Guns don't kill people. The government does.
There you go. Better than new.
Ooh,
Nice.
What's the difference?
I've modified this thing to let you pick and choose what gets uploaded to the police mainframe. Right-click on any clues you want to keep to yourself.
Ooh, I forgot about this.
I would save pretty soon here.
Yeah, I'm going to save right now, in fact. I forgot about this game, man. This game.
Let me finish that one by Testicular
You guys
Tactics.
can't see how brilliant this fucking game is already.
Glad I didn't miss all this. All this talk about MJ and Razor has yet to grab himself. 0 out of 10. Give the folks a quick hee-hee.
Shamon! Let's,
Make Europe strong again, says. Do you have any favorite classic rock or southern rock? R-O-K?
Rock, classic rock or southern rock? I mean, I guess what would classify as Queen would be classified as classic rock. Southern rock, definitely no. I'm not a big southern rock guy at all. And Creedence is fucking dog shit. Let's see here.
Cow a fucking piece of dog
I hear
shit,
you've been
says.
waving guns around on Anamoid Row.
Who's been telling you that crap? That
Oh,
lying
wait.
Egyptian snake oil salesman?
Hassan?
That's the one. I should have popped him when I
Abdul
had
bin
the chance.
Hassan, that's the guy's name.
You want to know what really happened? I wanted to get my daughter a present for her birthday, right? I bought an iguana from that crook Hassan. And the damn thing ran out of juice just 2 days after I plucked down a shitload of Chinyan. Son of a bitch wouldn't give me a refund. So I threatened to burn down his shop.
Sometimes you just gotta be philosophical about these things.
That's exactly what my wife says.
Alrighty.
Jesus.
Should I VK him?
I mean, I don't
I'll
think it's
pass.
I don't think it's necessary. Guy says, "Fuck umpire Joe West." Am I right? They say that John McCain should have seen a cell before he died. I say that he should have seen a firing squad when he came back from Vietnam.
Jesus.
Step up. Mama Isabella cooked us
He
something
might have if he hadn't
special.
collaborated with a Vietnamese. I mean,
McCoy, LPD. Mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Questions? They always need answers.
Wait, before you do that, let me finish this. He knew what he signed up for, and you don't give up your boys.
Indeed.
Go ahead. Oh, you weren't going to talk to her?
Well, oh yeah, that's right. Kingston Kitchens. Yes. Let's go talk to Oprah.
This guy work for you?
No, but I wish he do. He be one fine-looking man.
You sure? Never seen him before.
I'd remembered him for sure.
You send a lot of deliveries over to Marcus Eisendaler at the Tyrell building?
Eisendaler. Oh, Eisendaler, yeah. Let me tell you, that man can't eat.
Send anything over lately?
No, sir. No deliveries to him no more. Not since last month. He be way behind on his bill.
Not for a month, eh?
At least. No more till him pay up.
You may have a little trouble collecting. He's dead.
All right.
That stew's looking tasty.
Fix you right up. Only dirty chinion. It put a spring in your step, man. The ladies, they be loving you.
I don't suppose you can explain what Chinian is.
The currency.
Well, I mean, like...
I got a couple of questions for you, Captain.
It's like a hybrid of something,
or... The rest you pay for. You want chit-chat, you hire a hooker. This ain't no social club.
The idea is that after World War Terminus, the U.S. dollar became so devalued that they basically had to adopt Chinese currency. Essentially.
Nice bracelet, tough guy. Who's Maggie, your mommy?
She's a dog.
So is my wife, but I sure as hell don't brag about it.
That's pretty good.
Just one?
One, but one good one.
All right. This is another thing I still don't get about modern video games. In Mass Effect, you can walk up to a bar and get shit-faced for however long the game designers decree. It's perfectly fine. But boy, if Commander Shepard were to light up a cigarette, how many fucking hacktivists would flip the fuck out?
That's how much time I give every stranger that wanders in here off the street.
EA would lose their goddamn minds.
I don't
Whoa.
encourage browsers.
Hey.
What impresses me are people who and on what and every.
How dare you clip through me?
Excuse me, pal.
No. I need to talk to her. What the
McCoy,
fuck?
LPD. Does this badge mean anything?
What the fuck? Oh, there she is.
Hey.
Been pretty busy, haven't you, Slim?
Well, that was valuable information. I'm glad I clicked through all that dialogue. Shit.
I tell ya what, says, thoughts on thoughts. They say John McCain. Oh, wait. Did I not? Oh, is that the same guy who copy and pasted his thing? Okay.
Nice. Oh, there we go.
Anything unusual happening down here?
Business slow today. But tonight my people bring over baby barracudas. They're very cute. You should buy.
I'll pass.
Do I need evidence from somewhere else? I think I need to talk to Ezo again.
MK Scorpion dating service says.
Guza.
Hey.
Get lost. We both got work to do.
Okay.
You're just running into these people that you know and they're like, fuck off.
Yep.
MK Scorpion dating service says, get over here. You showed Eve's feet on Periscope. If there's one thing that Eve needed, it was even more pervs.
Right.
She already has dudes who want their hand crushed between her thighs.
Doesn't matter. I don't read anyhow. What's your name?
Ezo.
Oh, here we go.
You move a lot of valuable goods through here? Valuable and exotic?
How exotic?
We're talking exceptionally fine jewelry in the shape of a dragonfly.
They were so majestic. I remember them from my childhood. And that was the last time I've seen them.
It's very important that I find out about this. Can you help me?
If I see something...
Thanks a million. How about off-world assault weapons? You got anything that's a match for these?
I don't deal in anything from the off-world. Much too hard to authenticate.
A man of your expertise could probably tell, though.
I don't even like to have them in here. My friend Shoshana Yuri picked up the Eos plague from some gunner's space helmet. He was vomiting blood for days.
I'm looking for some jewelry in the shape of an insect.
Your 2 minutes are up.
I'm looking for
your 2 minutes.
This guy's shady as shit.
Shady as shit.
Oh, and to finish that one up, what's James Sunderland's favorite activity after sex?
Pillow talk.
Very good. I'm assuming you've heard it before.
No. It was just obvious. All right.
Well, this one's going to be a tongue twister. Fifth Contumist says, I hope that one day Razor will load up a machine gun with his bullet belt and go Rambo 4 on some commies.
Well, the great thing about commies is they go Rambo 4 on themselves. They're always just one firing squad away from utopia, you notice.
Here's a conspiracy. Matt Walsh is doing this MJ pedo thing because he's Catholic and trying to distract from the
child abuse in the Catholic Church.
Chomos in the Vatican.
Yeah.
Chomos?
Yeah, child molesters.
Okay. I haven't heard that
Locked
before.
Damn, what the fuck? Huh. Wonder wherein I needs to go.
Mercenary.
Hold on. I need to... That's right, I need to hide some evidence.
One of Tyrell's employees got his fat face splattered all over the marble interior of the Tyrell building. Tyrell's surveillance system recorded the whole shebang. Tyrell security will have the disc for you when you get there.
Okay. We'll hide the weapons order form. We'll hide the shipping form. That's all I really need to hide so far, I think. I love that. I fucking love that you can do that.
Mercenary X21 says, last 5 for the night. Thank you very much. You've been very generous tonight. Thanks for putting up with me. Oh, don't worry about it, man. You and Micaiah Curtis help me stay sane while I do Postmates DoorDash. Oh, you're a DoorDash guy. Cool.
Oh, really? I prefer DoorDash to Uber Eats, personally.
I would try to emasculate TG, but the initials of his name do more than enough for a deviant art furry to do the job for me. I don't even want to know.
Did I get any new...
You're gonna end up in Japanese hell. A disgrace to your ancestors.
What should I do? I'm gonna go back to the police station, I guess. I can't think of what I need to find there. Maybe I need to question the gun shop guy? Maybe I need to VK him? I did something out of sequence, or I forget.
Ground floor. Laboratory. Roof. Mainframe and ground floor.
Irish Jewish Boyo
Mainframe
Goyo
and
says,
shooting range.
hi to the ambiguously gay duo. I wish I could do this practical joke. Taryn would ask a question and then interrupt Razor with a, it doesn't matter what you think. What do you call a black man on the moon? An astronaut, you racist. Eve slapped Taryn. Oh, good, she's not here.
McCoy. Hey, my score has stood. I'm good.
Did you get that upgrade from him? Did going through the course help you or not?
No, I got the upgrade from going to the gun store.
Okay.
Which is kind of sad. I actually had to pay for it. Let's go to the ground floor and see if Goose is hanging around, or...
Brutish Dandy says, why is Tolkien considered the father of modern fantasy when Howard did the same shit he did it before him, and did it better?
Here we are. Report in. Should I request a meeting with Tyrell?
Do you have a choice here? Like,
Yes.
Get the request from Tyrell or report in?
No, I mean, the Tyrell meeting is just a totally different aside. You can, obviously it'll give you alternate evidence. It also gives you the chance to collect all of the replicant DNA.
The goons over at the Tyrell building wouldn't let me talk to their boss. Maybe you can set up a meeting.
Anyone else in that whole company who knows anything?
You and I both know it's a one-man show over there.
I'll give it a try, kid. I'll have to pull some strings, so don't go in there half-assed. Make sure you got some legit questions for the resident genius.
Appreciate it, Lieutenant.
Fuck, I forgot one thing.
It was a Tyrell.
Security photo. DNA Marcus. Damn it. I should have held that back. I should have held back. I am a retard.
Someone had tried to access a bunch of protected files on the Tyrell network and failed.
There's one other guy around here who dips into that stuff. Got a pawn shop down the street.
Huh.
Bryant go on permanent leave and you get full use of the office, Lieutenant?
You'd be amazed at how accommodating a man can be after his hemorrhoids get lanced. You really been surprising the troops around here, kid. Gaff says you worked at retirement like a champ.
Just doing the job.
Yeah, well, don't get too cocky. Those sixes can be damn unpredictable.
That I know.
But I'm proud of you, McCoy. Why don't you take the rest of the day off?
Thanks.
Payments is wiring the advance to your account as we speak.
How much?
Couple $100, Chinian. Enough to buy a sandwich or two. We gotta hold back the rest until the lab does the autopsy. Paperwork, you know. Shouldn't take more than a couple of days.
So, the check's in the mail?
Hey, don't worry. The boys upstairs want to keep our best and brightest happy. Any idea what you want to spend it on?
I was thinking maybe a companion for my animal at home.
Forget that. Buy yourself something nice. Once you start carving up that juicy bacon, kid, the taste never goes away.
I'm not sure I appreciate that analogy.
Me, you'll just be wanting more and more.
Alrighty. As long as it's not that hipsterific fucking thick slice bacon bullshit. I'm getting sick of seeing that shit in stores.
Brutus.
That's ham. God damn it. It's time to admit it. Thick slice bacon is just ham.
Brutus Dandy says, why is Tolkien considered the father of modern fantasy when Howard did the same shit he did it before him and did it better? Howard who?
Robert E. Howard.
Robert E. Howard.
He published it first, although Tolkien was working on early drafts of Lord of the Rings and early Elvish poems and writing the language in the trenches of World War I. So I wouldn't say Robert E. Howard got there first, but he did publish it first.
He says, is it simply because Tolkien was an academic?
No, I wouldn't say. Look, I mean, Robert E. Howard's awesome, and I'm a huge fan, but Tolkien did go kind of next level in terms of the detail of the world, simulating the world, creating different languages and prehistory and all that shit. I mean, Robert E. Howard really gave a tertiary overview of the world of Conan. You know what I mean? Like, he kind of would create something when he needed it for the purposes of the story, which is fine. That's the same thing, for instance, Michael Moorcock would do, right? Who was very much inspired by Robert E. Howard. There's nothing wrong with that approach, but, like, in terms of contemporary fantasy and what it wound up being, I would say Tolkien was probably more influential, simply because he took that approach and Robert E. Howard didn't. I like both authors, incidentally.
Masahiro the Master Hero says, evening. A.E. Van Voigt is a great sci-fi author.
I haven't read any of his stuff.
Yeah, sorry.
So you're a liar. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Mason S. says, hey, Razor, thoughts if you have any on A Scanner Darkly, book or film? Love your content, my dude.
A Scanner, I thought, I like the book a lot, but the film didn't do a whole lot for me. Kind of just turned into a drug movie. I don't feel like it played to the story's strengths,
McCoy, 88F.
honestly.
88.
Just in my opinion.
Thank you.
Also, the rotoscoping, the cell shading thing
Here you
kind
go,
of
baby. Dinner time.
It didn't work for me.
Let's
see.
And you go in pieces, asshole.
I gotta get that over. There we go.
You good?
Yeah. Keep tripping on my mouse cord here. No new data.
Joss Ricketts says, any recommendations for Japanese rock metal bands?
No
Outside of
mess,
Anthem,
man.
of course. As an aside, BioWare game should have used their music for soundtracks.
Really should have. Any RPG should have used them. Although it was used in not Dragon Warrior. What the fuck is it called? Anthem actually did a video game soundtrack in the 80s for a computer, like a CRPG. Fucking, what was it? Not Dragon Warrior, Dragon Master or something. It's actually really, really good. The song that was featured in the soundtrack was Xanadu. Very, very good. As far as Japanese metal bands, don't call them fucking J-Rock. That's an artifact from the early 2000s. Honestly, J-Rock killed bands like Anthem. It killed bands like Loudness. Japan kind of had its own grunge thing that happened. It was the Visual Kei movement. And it murdered great metal bands like Anthem. I mean, Anthem broke up after 1992 because Visual Kei just destroyed the whole metal scene in Japan. Still, and it's sad because a lot of those Visual Kei bands were kind of deriving their style from early Japanese metal bands. A band I would recommend to you that was Visual Kei before X Japan was Flatbacker. They had full face paint and this huge hair out to fucking everywhere, but they kind of had kind of a post-apocalyptic Mad Max look to them, but their music's heavy as shit. It's like thrash metal, speed metal. Same vocal, Masaki Yamada, the vocalist, wound up being a Loudness on the Slaughterhouse, whatever the fuck that album was. Great fucking band. Flatbacker, they turned into EZO. I love that goddamn band. Great band. Saber Tiger's another really good one. Of course, everyone knows Loudness. Lots of great bands out of Japan. Shoya is a great one. Concerto Moon is another really good one.
Ivaru says it's called Legend of Heroes Dragon Slayer 2 or something like that.
Yeah, Dragon Slayer. Thank you, Dragon Slayer.
Dragon Slayer 2.
Good.
Xanadu Dragon Slayer 2.
Yeah, it's fucking great, guys. It's really good. Look it up on YouTube. Imagine that, a fucking RPG from the 80s that has Anthem as the fucking soundtrack. Where the fuck do I need to go? I guess I'll go back to Animoid Row. I must have missed something.
Demaster says, have you seen the short film Kung Fury? Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Both have.
Yeah.
It's a loving, hyperbolic homage parody of the 80s that's more 80s than snorting crack on a DeLorean.
It was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I loved
it. It was... I had the same issue with it that I have with fucking... what's the new one? Commando Ninja? The same issue, which is, if you're going to go analog, go analog. Film it with film. Don't use HD cameras. It looks too sharp. It doesn't look right. But that's a minor gripe. The movies are fucking fun.
How'd you feel about taking a little test?
Oh, God.
You mean the Void Comp?
I forgot about...
You come into my shop and you want to VK me?
Relax, I just...
It's funny. You thinking I'm a rep.
Told you
Set
not
up
to.
a test. We'll see what's what around here.
Okay. I forgot that was the only option I had left. Okay.
Reaction time is a factor in this, so please pay attention. Where do you live?
Downtown, 4th sector. Hey, this is great. Should I be sitting any special way?
Just relax.
Now this guy, I think I can rig his test.
What do you do for a living?
I sell donuts. Come on, is the whole thing gonna be this dull?
Just answer the questions as truthfully as you can. Out of the corner of your eye, you see a large black spider crawling up the wall.
Where? They're worth a mint, even with only half their legs.
It's just hypothetical.
Hyper what?
There's no spider.
Well, why did you say so then?
Using the first words that come into your mind, describe your childhood.
Peaceful.
Really?
Sure. Once I took the axe to my ma. Joke. That's a joke. Boy, you should have seen your face.
You've been drafted into the army. During a boot camp hazing, you're bound, blindfolded, and forced to eat worms.
The poor little guys. That's the army for you. Chew you up and spit you out. You know what I mean?
You notice someone attractive across the room.
In your dreams, pretty boy.
Damn it.
Ah, fuck. Yeah, it might actually be the other way that you need to adjust it. Fuck. It sucks because you kind of have to feel it out, but you only have so many chances to do VK tests.
You have a little boy.
One more.
He shows you his butterfly collection, plus the killing jar.
I beat some sense into him. Toss the collection.
Positive result. Subject is replicant.
Uh-oh.
Test terminated.
So that's it?
Yeah?
Since you didn't shoot me, I must have registered okay.
Yeah, it was touch and go there.
Well, you know, I think about skin jobs all the time. Try to get into their heads. Maybe that's what the deal is.
Sure. Unfortunately, I can't draw my gun because his gun will immediately waste my ass.
Thanks for your time.
Fuck. So I can't waste him or retire him even though I got a positive replicant result on the guy. Maybe try for Ezo one more time.
Thanks for your...
Let's see. Danny numero 6 says, aside from having the most toxic fan base in metal, and from Kerry King being a grade A twat musically, what are your thoughts on Slayer?
They're okay. I think there are better bands than Slayer that do the similar things to Slayer anyways. Like, even if they weren't douchebags. You know, like, Sodom. Sodom is just Slayer if Slayer never started to suck. You know what I mean? Or Forbidden, which are very similar musically to Slayer, but have a much better vocalist and are frankly much more musically talented. You know, there's a lot of bands that are Slayer-esque, but a lot better. Slayer got big because they have a name that's easy to remember, and they had some really big tours. That's really what it comes down to. You know, it's not always the cream that rises to the top. Not that Slayer is unlistenable or anything. I just, you know, they were just never my thing.
And how much can a fan base ruin?
Hold on.
Cars. What is that?
Citizens against replicant slavery.
I don't have time for such pursuits.
How about Spencer Gregorian?
The same goes for him, whoever he is.
Funny, because he described you to a T. Even down to that stupid little ponytail you got.
It's called a chomagi.
What would you say if I told you Gregorian named you as one of the people who was there when the Tyrell building blew up?
There's a mistake somewhere along the chain of communication.
So, you're denying all involvement?
I won't lie to you, Detective. There was a time in my life when I might have been involved with such an organization. I actually cared. But now, all I care about is my business. I am nothing but a humble salesman. Perhaps
I'm nothing but a humble water filter merchant.
100 years ago, it was a cherished item. Whole families sat for portraits.
I've seen plenty of photographs in my time.
Have you ever seen this?
You ever taken photos with a goblin?
You motherfucker. Okay. Yeah. Get down there. Oh my.
Here we go.
Got some weapons here.
There were off-world rifles here and more. Grenades, explosives, modern rifles, even some police-issue restricted weaponry. Ezo wasn't some small-time fence, but a big-time arms dealer. The exact arms that renegade replicants would be looking for to survive in the big city.
No shit.
Nothing else. Nothing else.
No? I thought you could get like an armor,
Nothing else.
like a weapon upgrade from that. Oh well.
Can you explore a bit more?
Let's get in here. I thought you could get an ammo upgrade from there, but that might be later. No? I don't see anyone over here.
Oh, and to conclude.
Oh, up here. That's right. That's right. You have to go up the ladder.
And how much can a fan base ruin a band's music in general?
I am not about to have all my hard
Whoa!
work obliterated just because you stumbled into my shop, detective. Westerners need guns and hardware. All I need is will.
Duh!
Freeze, Yoshi.
Ezo.
Whatever. Been keeping yourself busy?
I'll be out of lockup within the hour.
Your little skin job friend's gonna take up a collection to bail you out, or you got it saved up?
Maybe I got friends in high places.
Yeah, and if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. What are you doing here, Slim?
That depends. Does
We
she
can ask
identify
you the
as your
same
uncle?
thing. I've been tracking this boy for a week. He thinks he's pretty clever. He's a material witness in a case I'm working. In fact, your best buddy's a replicant, isn't he? The big guy with the dreadlocks. What's his name again?
Hallucinate often?
That's okay. You'll be giving him up to me soon enough. I can handle it from here, Slim. Why don't you go buy yourself a lollipop? Something else to suck on.
Very clever.
But I wasn't trying to be.
Oh, I can't kill him. Fuck. Anything else to get from here? Let's go check out his shop one last time, and then we will bounce. Now, it turns out I did need to talk to Ezo one more time.
Is now a good time for questions?
Oh, I get what happened. I got the steel interrogation from the evidence depository, which has an interview where Gregorian gives up Ezo.
Nothing else there.
Otherwise, I needed to do that interrogation with Gregorian to find out that Ezo was involved in cars. But yeah, go ahead.
Rui Vasquez says, Razor, Gavin McGinnis released a video on the history of punk. I know you only do Mythos on whims, but could you do a history of punk series? I get a bit down from all the inaccuracies.
Well, was it really bad or something?
I don't know.
Probably.
Gavin McGinnis doing a thing on punk, really?
He's a punk. He's a punk himself.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He really likes, he's into punk music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is why he's a libertarian and super fucking stupid, but we won't get into that.
So, would you do anything like that?
I mean, I already did a Ramones mythos. Let's see here.
Mr. E's Absurdities and Atrocities says, Breeze Theory Test. Captain Marvel versus Superman.
Before or after Rogue turns her into not a superhero? I mean, come the fuck on. If a girl touching you takes your fucking powers away, I think...
around Hawker's circle had been a waste of time. I had nothing to connect this Ezo character to the Eisendaler murder. But if the replicants had done in one Tyrell scientist, maybe they'd go after another. And the subcontractors down on DNA Row didn't have Tyrell's security to protect them.
Okay. How long we been going, by the way?
Quite a while.
Oh, okay.
We should probably wrap it up pretty soon.
Yeah.
Drew Johnson says, working my way through Audible's superb adaptation of Walter B. Gibson's The Voodoo Master.
Nice. That's the only one I haven't listened to.
When might you try your hand at another Shadow radio drama?
Maybe we'll do that this Halloween.
Who
guys.
knows? Nobody messes with Adam Wee donates 10 and
The
says,
shadow knows.
Your floor number, please.
3 questions. 1. Razor, what
Quiet.
inspired you
88F.
to make YouTube
88.
videos?
Thank you.
It all started with the Cobra video.
Yeah, that was literally it. I was already kind of ranting in a series of blog posts on fucking MySpace, just in case that I'm not dated enough. I was doing like rants kind of on MySpace, and then I decided to do one on Cobra. I had just watched Cobra. I was literally sitting there watching the movie as I was writing it. And I was like, this would probably be funnier if I did it in like a video form and kind of talked over it instead of just because I didn't know about Nostalgia Critic. Nostalgia Critic didn't really break, honestly, until like a year or two after that. But either way, like I was just fucking around. I figured it would be funnier if it was in video form. So I called up Terengel because I knew that he did video editing. And he put that together, and it wasn't really intended to be a series as such. It just kind of turned into one after we did another video and another video and another video.
Yeah, we both just realized we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So we kept doing it. Number 2 is for Eve. Eve, are there any issues you have a liberal stance on? And you might want to lean into the mic.
No.
There you go. And number 3. Taryn, what inspired you to start sucking men's dicks?
Who's this?
Pineapples. What do you think? Godspeed.
Oh, who's this?
Hmm?
I've never seen this before. Who the fuck?
She looks familiar. Give me a hard copy of that.
Who the hell's that?
No clue.
Is she wearing one of those anklets too? No dragonfly jewelry going on. Nothing.
Andreja Jovanovic says, what's your impression on Jesse Lee Peterson? I get the impression that he's a cocksucking boomer, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him.
I don't know who that is.
I wonder if that's all there is to see in this. No.
The Black Snaps Back donated 20. Thank you very much. Which came first? The chicken or TG if it's his waifu body pillow?
Oh, hello again.
Who's this? My legs falling asleep.
No?
Keep up the Lord's work, boys. Godspeed.
Oh, I guess not.
Are we caught up?
It would be a miracle.
It would be a miracle. Jesus.
Why, hello there, Mr. Robson.
That guy sure gets around. Give me a hard copy of that.
Oh, that's right. There's a camera. Yes.
Yep, we are caught up.
Interesting. Give me a hard copy of that.
Awesome. As soon as I'm done here, we can go ahead and wrap it up, ladies and germs. I don't see anything else. I think we're good. I will save. Where was that at? Oh, that's right. Right before I... Bam! Excellent! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, attack helicopters of all makes and models, I want to thank you all for joining us here on Razorfist Arcade Live. Someone's saying they missed a chat, so maybe we'll do one more once-over.
Yeah, if you want to take a glance to make sure.
Just the ones we have already. NMAT asks, what do you know about the rumors of Marvel stopping printing comics? I haven't seen it reported anywhere reputable, honestly, so I can't,
I think we searched this before, and we just found, like, one dude, as a rumor factory YouTube video or some shit.
Yman R. Taylor asks, male commies enjoy intercourse with men. That's not a question. It's also not incorrect. I mean, what?
Dylan Killen says, you think you caught up, but in fact, you were waiting for the question. And here it is, after years of waiting. No Sabaton?
I knew it. Where's... Okay, Kung Fury, political work. Yeah, pretty much it looks like we're caught up apart from that. F-14. Yeah, I think we're caught up apart from those. You just missed a couple.
I did?
Yep.
Hey, you want to look through this and see if... There's the list right there.
Oh, God. Okay, ladies and gents, thank you for joining us. I had a fuck of a lot of fun playing this. We also got to do the tour of Deckard's apartment, which was on the bucket list for quite some time. So,
Ruben Burke says, thoughts on Marvel Entertainment supposedly having a cut of in-game in case Captain Marvel flops?
Having...
A cut, like a percentage of Endgame, the Avengers movie.
Well, I mean, come on. It didn't take a rocket scientist to figure Avengers Endgame was going to be much more popular.
Yeah. Everyone's going to show up for that.
Look, even if we took Brie Larson and her cavernous fucking yap out of the conversation completely, Captain Marvel's not that popular of a character.
No.
You know what I mean?
They're trying to force it down everyone's
throat. God bless them. They're trying. Honestly, the DC version of Captain Marvel isn't even that popular of a character. You know what I mean? And that character has like a fucking history.
Yeah, and he's got a movie coming out too.
And a not very good-looking movie coming out. But yeah, it's just not that popular of a character. It already would have been an uphill climb to start with. And then your star starts running her fucking dick licker, or should that be slatch licker? Whatever the fuck she's doing this week.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. My father's gay. No. But no, seriously, like...
Ruben Burke donates again to correct cut of in-game with less of Captain Marvel.
HT Arcade asking, did Dusty try to... What?
So that there is a cut of in-game, as in a version of the movie with less Captain Marvel in it in case the movie flops.
I thought you meant like a percentage of some kind.
Yeah, that's how I read it,
That makes sense. It certainly makes sense to me.
I would think that's a common thing in Hollywood.
Yeah, well, you would figure. What was the other one? Didn't DC do that, actually? With,
Oh, well, yeah, Batman and the Justice League movie.
Yeah, with the
and
Justice League movie. I think Justice League, they started out doing that. And of course, everyone knows about Batman v Superman and what happened with that movie. So I wouldn't be surprised at all, personally. That actually wouldn't shock me. Folks, thank you for joining us here on this trip into the distant dystopian future of 2019. A world that is strangely familiar. Gang, thank you for joining us. And for Terangel and Miss Eve, God fucking speed.